Oh, look at this. According to this screen that I'm looking at, I'm live. I'm still alive. How about you? Maybe you're watching this from the ghost realm. Maybe you are. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I probably should know. I was going to ask you. No. I'm live. I'm still alive. Very, very live. Very, very still alive. You're watching No Pictures of a Bird, a podcast by Mr Tapscott. I'm Mr Tapscott. Now, you may even just be listening to No Pictures of a Bird, a podcast by Mr Tapscott. I'm Mr Tapscott. And to you people, I say, watch this amazing magic trick I'm going to do with my hands. A shadow puppet that you won't see because you're only just listening. Ready? See? Incredible. Incredible. Tara Bennett, who's joining me. How good was that magic trick? She's like, that was unbelievable, Nick. I feel so sorry for our listeners who didn't get to see that. Well, that's okay. They'll just have to take my word for it, I guess. Tara Bennett joins me, as always, represented here by this candle. I can smell her. You can't. We need, Millie, where's the smell-o-vision? That should be a thing. Coming soon, she says. That's Millie. She did this. Amelia Grace Crawford. That's how we're listening to... Ooh, you're feeling sleepy. That's how we're listening to Zoo Eyes, the track by Aldous Harding. Now, Kitty Callahan has just piped up and said, I don't mind that you introduced Aldous Harding ahead of me, Mr. Tapscott, and she's being serious. She doesn't care. She doesn't mind. She's like, no, you had a flow going. It's fine. Mr. Tapscott. Joined, as always, by Tara Bennett, Kitty Callahan. In the booth, Sylvia Jeffries. And the loveliest, Roz, the executive producer, who now is not just simply the loveliest. He also has his British accent, because I'm not doing the send forth you his fearsome warriors. So I need to find a way to leverage that in. So Roz, now this is what you sound like, a Bond villain. Now, you know, because what's the vibe out there? You go. Is the angle weird, or is it just me? Is it just me? It's a weird angle to be on. Yeah, there we go. That's a bit better. Let's straighter. There we go. What's your angle, Nick? There, this one. This is my angle. Is that too loud? Yeah, let's turn it down a bit. Let's put that down a notch or two. There we go. There we go. Here I am coming to you live from my post-prison placement motel. And it's not bad. I'm going to try and hang on to this place. Everyone's saying, yeah, at least say it on the internet. Say that you're going to try. And then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. That's cool. That's fine. Mr. Tapscott. It's fine. Let's go with the flow, bro. Let's go with the flow. I went with the flow this morning. It was nice. You know, I've entered a new kind of relaxed period, a relaxed phase, I think. After the stress of coming out of prison, you just feel, running around constantly. And the last few months this year, it's been like a pretty action-packed year, pretty dramatic, running around, tackling fucking ACES goons and Drangata goons. I didn't know there were that many intelligence services who were so keen to kill some guy who sleeps at the airport. It's a pretty killable offense, isn't it? Who does that? Yeah, sleeping at the airport? What a fuckhead. How's that? Is that all right? That's better. That's better, says Roz. Okay. Thanks. Thanks for coming in on a Sunday, Roz, working on the Sabbath. Nah, I didn't give a shit. No, I didn't give a shit. You have a balanced lifestyle. That's right. That's fine. That's all that means. Don't work on the Sabbath means throw rocks at Roz's head. No, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that at all. Don't stone anyone to death, please, people. That's something. Maybe you took a little bit too literally. Don't stone anyone to death. I could talk about that right now. Yeah, all that shit in there, like the numbers in the number chapter in the Old Testament, all that shit is there to trick Nazis. Because I know what they're like. We know what they're like. Kitty Callahan as well, because we collabed on the Bible. That's a Kitty Callahan and Mr. Tapscott collab the Bible. Tara Bennett contributed, obviously. She contributed. But books aren't really, she does stuff. She does things. She's matter. She does planets and animals and Mother Nature type stuff. And then stories. It's like a Mr. Tapscott and Kitty Callahan thing. And that's because Kitty Callahan is sort of like half me and half Tara Bennett. So Kitty Callahan does animals and shit like that and matter. But she also does art. She is art. So when stuff like that, we need like a book written that says, don't enslave the fucking Jews or anyone. Don't murder. No pictures of a bird. Then me and Kitty Callahan kind of like fucking team up on stuff like that. And that's what we did with the Old Testament. Yeah. But like those chapters in there, and they're grueling. I read them when I was in jail. Fucking what is that? Jesus Christ. Like 8 cubits times 5. 5 lengths of something. Oh, what the fuck is this? It's giving me a headache. But all that shit in there, all that technical stuff, that's all there that's just there to trick Nazis. Because I know. I was just being a bit of a cunt. I was. Because I know that they get hung up on that shit. It's like, nah, it's not what it says. It says 13 cubits, not 12 and a half cubits. And then they'd have an argument about it. And while they're having an argument about it, me and Kitty and the cool people, and Tara Bennett, are like, yeah, quick, steal their beer. While they're arguing about stupid shit. Like, yeah. You don't have to think of that. It's not, you know, take it that. You don't have to take it that literally. Honestly, you don't. No, it's like, it's just, yeah, I've said it before. It's like the, someone's talking out there. That's right. I'm being told. They're trustworthy. Cool. Trusted with a capital T. Those people are. Okay. I take my jumper off. I'm already working up a fucking sweat. Yeah, I've used this analogy before. It's like nerds arguing about, like, Spider-Man, his eyes are too big in this depiction. So what Spider-Man looks like? That's mauve. It's not red. It's not canon. No. Doesn't need to be canon. Doesn't need to be canon fodder. That's canon fodder. Panther fodder. Yeah. Nah, you don't have to worry about that shit. Just, read it. Key takeaways. Don't enslave the Jews, please, or anyone. We made it all action-packed and exciting. It's like David fucking gets in there. Oh, like Goliath. Oh, I'll take you down. Use his head. Yeah. I won't go too deep on the fucking. I won't go too deep on Old Testament today. I can now hear many of our audience go, yeah, talk about that shit. Old Testament. Yeah, fuck yeah. Woo. Oh, geez. Yeah, Old Testament fans. Like Metallica. Have a good any Old Testament fan. Woo. Yeah, Metallica. I have been going hard on you, and that's for a very good reason. You suck. You still suck. Yeah, no, it's cool. This is good. I should work for the tourism board. I should work for Australia's tourism board. I really should, because I said Metallica was shit on the internet, and what happens? Metallica comes to Australia. I said Princess Anne. It's like, well, Queen Camilla has way more power than Princess Anne. Princess Anne, a couple of days later, flies in. Wow. Yeah. Tourists with disposable income will never come to Australia for a holiday. There you go. Tourism Australia just did your latest ad campaign for you. Let's just put Mr. Tapscott there. Just say, don't come to Australia. And then it'll, I'll turn up in fucking droves. Yeah. Australia, where Mr. Tapscott is going to walk around. Oh, let's go. No, I did continue my primary function of walking around today. I did some walking around. I do that. I do that. I am known. I'm a reputed walker. Walker Texas Ranger. It's based on me. No, that's not true. Steven Seagal is based on me. No, that's not true either. People used to say he's like Steven Seagal because he's got a ponytail. Steven Seagal sometimes has a ponytail. Yes, I did see that. There was a Steven Seagal movie on the other night. That was Roz going, yeah, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. I love it. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. Kitty Callahan was like, yes, please. Yeah, Roz, you need to give Mr. Tapscott more shit. That's what she says. So please, more. You have to give Mr. Tapscott more shit. I can't give you more shit. I need him to get more shit. That's what Kitty Callahan is saying right now. Tara Bennett is saying, like, not much. But she is saying that, yeah, you could probably take more shit, Mr. Tapscott. Don't forget to fucking tell them, Mr. Tapscott. We are getting married. Tara Bennett is my fiance. Now, I have had a little bit of feedback. Should we talk about that right now? She's like, yeah, go into that. Have had a little bit of feedback. So there's something I'd like to address. There's been speculation. And that's why I'd like to announce. Live on No Pictures of the Bird, a podcast by Mr. Tapscott. I'm Mr. Tapscott. That is true. The rumors are true. Sylvia Jeffries and I are sleeping together. We're having an affair. I'm sorry, Tara Bennett, represented here by this candle. Sylvia Jeffries and I are going to start our own universe. It's behind you. Man, Sylvia Jeffries have been doing another universe behind your back. No, see, what I'm trying to demonstrate here. So she loves it. She loves it. This is what I'm trying to demonstrate, right? Because when I came out from jail, I rewatched this today, and it's like Tara Bennett said, like, I miss you, and I didn't say it back, and I felt this. It's like, what the fuck is that? I felt this sadness irradiating. Wow, what? And then there are a couple of weaknesses, and okay, and yeah, like, and I've sort of addressed this already. Now, Sylvia Jeffries is this is what it is. I'll explain it. This is what it is. It is what it is, as we used to say in jail all the time. Yeah, but no, this is what it is. Sylvia Jeffries is my girlfriend's, my woman, my fiance's best friend, right? So whenever I publicly display when I publicly state my affection for Sylvia Jeffries, you know, it's pre-approved by Tara Bennett, because Tara Bennett is like, yeah, please. Tara Bennett and Sylvia Jeffries are sisters. They're twin sisters. They are. Yeah, what's that fucking star sign? That's them. The twins. That's Tara Bennett and Sylvia Jeffries. Star signs are a collab between Tara Bennett and Sylvia Jeffries. That's one of the things, because they're best friends. So that's all it is. When I talk about Sylvia Jeffries, all you wowzers out there, oh, Mr. Tapscott. Is Mr. Tapscott having an affair with Sylvia Jeffries? The answer is no. No. Tara Bennett. It's my girlfriend and her best friend. It's my fiance and it's my best friend. It's my fiance's best friend. That's what it is. So obviously, you know, if I want my fiance to stay my fiance, women know this. Spice Girls wrote a song about it. If you want to be my lover or fiance in spirit realm as gods, you have to get with my friends, right? So that's what that is. Now, I love Sylvia Jeffries too, deeply. I agree with Tara Bennett. Sylvia Jeffries is awesome. She rules. She does rule. Sylvia Jeffries rules. But in any instances where I've professed to like Sylvia Jeffries on screen, now Tara Bennett is 100%, 100 billion% across that and endorsement. It's an endorsement. Tara Bennett formally endorses Mr. Tapscott's public declarations of affection for Sylvia Jeffries. We're best friends. We are all best friends. But that's what it is. It's me being nice to my fiance's best friend. Yeah. So please relax, people. Yeah. Okay. Now Tara Bennett. Love you, Mr. Tapscott. Yeah. And she misses me. Yeah. And the other thing is, you need to understand Tara as well. So I know this about Tara because she told me. You know, shop. She's like, I don't like needy guys. Like, she's like, I don't like needy dudes. All right. Okay. Then I was like, no, needy. No, don't be a needy dude. Yeah. And so I'm giving Tara what she wants, right? By not calling the podcast Nick Tapscott Loves Tara Bennett, a tribute to Tara Bennett from Nick Tapscott. Like, that's what she wants. No, she doesn't. No. Nah, that's not Tara. That's not Tara style at all. No. Ooh, no. Absolutely not. See, here's a little bit of fucking info. Yeah, here's a little bit behind the scenes. Here's a story. So when I've mentioned this on the podcast before, I had to be a dickhead on purpose to trick Nazis into thinking that Tara Bennett and I actually didn't love each other deeply. I had to. I had to do it. I fucking hated it. And the way that I did that was to send spam Tara Bennett with messages, because after I've been playing it, I'll be like, oh, nah, I gotta try. Yeah, and I did the same thing on purpose, because yeah, I was doing. I was playing the long game with Tara. I'm like, okay, I was in there, you know. I had the trust. I had the FaceTime. I was getting the regular FaceTime. I was like, okay, well, there's just a couple of more little hurdles, which I won't go into now, that need to be out of the way. A couple of more obstacles that are almost cleared. I'm almost fucking there. Right there. Right there. Just about to finally claim. And then, yeah. And then a whole bunch of weird shit happened. And the first thing they had to do was be a dickhead on purpose to Tara Bennett. So the Nazis, because the Nazis were onto us, basically. So I had to do that for Tara's sake and for my sake. I had to pretend to be a dickhead. I had to trick Tara Bennett into thinking that I was, which was actually pretty easy to trick her into thinking I was a loser, right? And so, like, yeah, I'd been playing it carefully, very carefully, planning it. It's like, no, I've got the trust. Don't fucking up. Don't come on too strong, because Tara Bennett is a very hard worker. She's a very hard worker. She's a very busy lady. She is very social. But if you come in and you immediately like fucking, it's like, you need to give me attention all the time, otherwise she'll like, nah, fuck you, fuck off. Like, yeah, you gotta play it cool with this one. You gotta play it cool. And this is play it cool with Tara Bennett. That's the lesson. And I kind of like knew that. I was like, all right, I'll suss her out. And so I played it cool. I was playing it cool. And then to get her to tell me to fuck off on purpose, which was devastating for me, because I've been like carefully crafting this. I started. It's like, I love you, Turn. I won't repeat the messages that I was sending, but they were cringy as fuck. Yeah, that was so bad. Yeah, and she's like, yeah, bro, you nailed it. That being shit. Yeah, you really turned Tara off. Yeah, that's what Tara. You really turned me off. You did. Yeah. Oh, the worst thing you could do. Like, no, it wasn't violent or creepy or anything like that. It was just like, it was shit. It was dog shit. I was dog shit, basically. And then she, one thing later, she's like, yeah, and then she's like, don't come into the shop, because I'm removing your shop privileges if you're gonna act like that. And then I turned up, and she was like, nah, that's. I said no. I said don't turn up, and you turned up. So, yeah, we're taking a breather. That's what we're doing. Yeah, and then the cops turned up, and then she took out a fucking AVO. It was fucked, and it was like I hadn't slept. Like, and this is the same weekend, by the way. This is the same fucking weekend. So Friday night, spooky shit had been happening. Friday night, and I'd kind of been carefully curating this relationship with Tara Bennett, and I was just about there. And she's saying like, yeah, you were fucking this close. You were right fucking there. But Space Ghost Tara Bennett was convinced already. She's like, nah, this guy rules. He is fucking awesome. And then my Space Ghost and Tara Bennett Space Ghost is like, let's come up with a plan. Let's get us to fucking hate each other. And she's like, all right, that's cool. And then me and Tara Bennett, Earthly Mr Tapscott and Earthly Tara Bennett had no idea. We had no idea. And then that was the Friday night. So the Friday night, Space Ghost swooped in. Mr Tapscott, it's you. Like, wake up, motherfucker. Like, did you know you're you? I'm like, no, am I? Yeah, you are. You are you. And then part of that was, and like, so Space Ghost, Tara Bennett was in there. Mr Tapscott, Space Ghost, was in there. Sylvia Jeffries was in there. They were all there. Kitty Callahan was there. They all came in. All of them. All the Turbo Babes came in. Now, they didn't tell me precisely who they were, but they said, one of the things they said was, now, amongst a bunch of other stuff, was, you like Tara Bennett, right? I'm like, yeah, fuck oath I do. She's awesome. I love her. Like, well, and I didn't realize that I was actually talking to Tara Bennett. I was actually talking to Space Ghost. Tara Bennett, Space Ghost. Tara Bennett's Earthly Tara Bennett realizes this now. Like, she's already realized this. She's been filled in. Yep. And Tara Bennett, Space Ghost, she's like, well, you like Tara Bennett, right? I'm like, yeah, I fucking love it. And yeah, she knew that. Tara Bennett knew that. Earthly Tara Bennett knew that. Yeah, she knew that. She did. Yeah, she knew that. Yeah. Like, yeah, well, you love Earthly, you love Tara Bennett, don't you? And I'm like, I do. That's not a secret. And I was like, well, let's call it a hunch. But I think she might have a bit of a crush on you too, Mr. Tapscott. That's what I think. Yeah, she was being sneaky, and that's fine. She can do that because she had. It's like, you're allowed to tell your kid, your baby, you're allowed to tell your toddler that Father Christmas is real. That's a lie. But you're allowed to do it. That's cool. Like, it's fine. That's like a constructive lie. That's a reasonable lie. That's the socially acceptable lie. You can do that. You can tell your kid the tooth fairy is real. That's fine. And that's all that Tara Bennett's Space Ghost was doing. She was telling me an acceptable lie by not saying that actually it's me. I am Tara Bennett. But she was saying, I think Tara Bennett likes you too. So if you stick with me, if you kind of hang out with me, and I was across this, my Space Ghost was across this as well. And so was Sylvia. Sylvia was in there. And so was Kitty Callahan. Yeah, they were all in there going like, yeah, she likes you. Just like friends. Exactly. Just like a girl and her friends. That's what they like. That's what they fucking do. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, whoever's listening and paying attention and understanding. That's exactly it. Do you like her? I think my friend likes you. That's what they were doing. It's exactly what they were doing. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I like you. And I was like, they fucked me up, like, in a good way. Yeah, like, fucking, when Tara Bennett, like, wants to, like, I told you, she is love. She hit me with a super high dose. She can do this to anyone, anytime. She can. It was MDMA. It felt like a pinger kicking in. Exactly like a pinger kicking in. At the same time, Kitty Callahan hit me with a super high dose of what felt like LSD kicking in. And so I was sitting there. I was just like, just 2 minutes ago, like earlier today, I was just some chump. And now I've got fucking Space Ghosts like talking to me via Bill Callahan music, fucking dosing me up with like MDMA and fucking LSD. And I'm there going like, oh, what the fuck is this? Like, you like Tara Bennett, don't ya? Don't ya? And they told me heaps of shit. Well, it's not shit. It wasn't shit. But I was like, yeah, we're going to kill you. We thought you were trash. We were going to kill you. Instead, you've just scraped through. Congratulations. And that was me talking to myself. That was me being harsh to myself. Because that's what Mr. Tapscott does. That's my style. But congratulations. You just scraped through. You did. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And now we realize, after you only just scraped through, you're the king. King of what? Just the king. But we got to keep it a secret because the other king, another king, some other cunt. Anyway, not King Charles. That's sort of what I thought. But no, they're like, we have to keep it a secret because there's another king's going to try and kill you. He's going to get jealous and try and kill you. That's why he had to keep it a secret. And I'm like, fucking, what is this? Whoa. And the music is all like syncing up and stuff. Like, and Turbo Apes all know this now because they've had like time syncs and shit. That's one of Mr. Tapscott's things. He'll make things happen. So like you'll be reading like I was reading a book once. This happened in Perth. I was reading a book and it was a Hemingway book and I got like, it was like something. And then there was all of a sudden there was a giant crash. And the split second I read the word crash, someone dropped a fucking plate next to my head. Like, I was in a cafe and someone like, whoa, and dropped like all these plates and shit. It was like, there was a giant crash. I'm like, what the fuck? Hectic. And I said about the this is after this, but yeah. So that's one of Mr. Tapscott's things. Like, because I do time. And so he's like doing this time shit. It's like, and the music, like, because Kitty Callahan's in there and Sylvia's in there. They're all in there. They're dialing it up to like 1 billion. And I'm like, fuck, like with pingers kicking in and all these voices in my head and shit. I could hear them. They were talking to me. What the fuck is this? Fuck. I was listening to Bill Callahan. Apocalypse by Bill Callahan. I was listening to Paul Simon. And all the things, like all the lyrics was like, yeah, it was about me. And like, the fuck? Hectic. Like, hectic. Yeah. And I could hear them and they're like, yeah, go on. Yeah. And then Tara Bennett's like, ooh. And Sylvia, yeah, she's like, no, you're in here. Oh yeah, one of the things they said, like you're a star child. You're the child of David Bowie and Princess Diana. They did. They said that. I said that. Yeah, I said Mr. Tapscott. I said that to myself, which I'll explain more about later. But that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, none of this makes what the fuck. Like, and I'm tripping balls. I'm tripping out off my fucking dial and saying all this weird shit to myself. I don't know what I'm the king, but also the son. Oh, how can I? David Bowie banged Princess Diana. Did Charles know about this? What the hell is going on? In the music and stuff. I'm freaking out. Like, I'm fucking freaking out. But in a good way. Because at the same time, like, Tara Bennett, she's got me, dosing me up pingers. MDMA. Like, so it's just pure love. It's like, oh, wow. And I've done pills before. That's no secret. Done LSD before, too. It's not like this. Wow. And then, yeah, they said that, I mentioned this the other day. Like, yeah, something Star Wars. Like, I love Star Wars. It's like, well, you should, because you wrote it. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm David Bowie's kid. I'm David Bowie's son, but also a king. Princess Diana is my mum. What? And I wrote Star Wars when Star Wars was already written when I was born. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? And then they're like, no, that's right. And then Tara and Sylvia and Kitty like do stuff like in the apartment in my little one bedder. Yeah, and like oh yeah, I had a photo album. So my parents gave me like a couple of my baby photo albums, like with all these photos from when I was a kid. And we went through it together. Yeah, we went through it. They're like, go into your bedroom. I'm like, all right. And they're like, yeah, take the photo. And I pulled the photo album out. And like, I'm looking at the photos in the photo album for when I was a kid, and what's in the photos is syncing up with the lyrics because Spotify on my big screen TV was playing lyrics at the same time I was listening to the music. And the shit, I'm tripping balls. Because Space Coaster, and they're like, yeah, I'm fucking, by the way, you're David Bowie's son and also the king. Plus, you wrote Star Wars, and also another king's probably going to try and kill you. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's fucking flipping through this photo album, and the photos in the album are syncing up to what's happening on the TV. Oh, Joe, what the hell? And they're like, yeah, because they anticipated that I was going to like lose my shit a little bit, obviously. And then but one of the things was, you love Tara, right? I'm like, I love fucking Tara. I love Tara Bennett. Yeah, it was like this. I didn't even have glasses. I love Tara Bennett. Tara Bennett's fucking great. like I'm on a pinger and acid at the same time. Oh, you like Tara, right? I love Tara Bennett. Tara Bennett's beautiful. She's awesome. I love her so much. She's so nice and lovely and sweet. And they're like, cool. Well, stick with us. Just go with the flow, right? Hear us out. Just go with the flow. And we promise you will hook up with Tara Bennett eventually. And I'm like, all right. And then they're like, yeah. So it flips through your photo book and stuff, and it's like, yeah, I'm like, fucking. Princess Diana's my mom? What? And no, Princess Diana, no, is not my mother. No, that's not true. That is definitely not true. David Bowie is not my father. No. Sort of. Well, I'll explain more about that later. But anyway, no. No, I am not the illegitimate. No, and because that's what I was saying. Like I've said that on the podcast before. That's what I thought. It's like, well, like you're the king, but another king's going to try and kill you, and also you're Princess Diana's son. And so I was like, well, okay, so what's happened is Princess Diana has had an affair, and I'm an illegitimate royal, and therefore a threat. Like I'm actually William's like older brother. Like she came to Australia and had an affair when she was in Australia, got knocked up in secret, and then had me. And therefore, I'm a threat to William's place in the line of succession. And so William's going to get pissed off and going to try and come and kill me. It's not true, obviously. No, Prince with him, obviously. You know, and he knows that. He's like laughing now. He's like, yeah, well, fucked up shit happens, bro. Yeah. Yeah. So that's sort of what I thought. And then they're like, yeah. Then they're like, oh, a bunch of stuff happened. They're like, but you liked her. I'm like, oh, fucking love it. Yeah. Well, anyway, clean the bathroom. I'm like, well, okay. So you got to start somewhere, champion. Big shot. All right. I'll clean the bathroom. Space Ghost is going to tell me to clean the fucking bathroom. Who am I to argue for fucking Space Ghost? A bunch of Space Ghosts tell you to clean the fucking bathroom. Clean the bathroom. I did. Got my hands and knees with the scrubbing brush and clean the bathroom, top to bottom. The whole thing very thoroughly. And then, yeah, now she's saying, no, Mr. Tapscott, you were very thorough. I was very impressed. Thank you, Tara. It's nice. Yeah. And then shave my balls. That was Sylvia Jeffries. She's like, and Kitty Callahan as well. Go like, make him shave his balls. Make him shave his balls. There we go. Tell him. Tell him to shave his balls. See what you know, Tara will love it. Mr. Tapscott. If you shave your balls. I've never have. But I will. Tara, there you go. All right, go. He's gonna do it. But it was mostly Sylvia and Kitty. Shave your nuts. And Tara sort of like took a back seat in that bit. She's like, well. But she was like, no, she's like, oh, sexy. But she, yeah, exactly like girls and their friends. Just like exactly like a girl who has a crush on you and her friends. That's exactly what it was. It's exactly what it was. And all right, shave my nuts, shave my balls. Like, oh, great job. Okay. All right. And I didn't sleep. I did not sleep that entire night. I didn't. That was a Friday night, right? And I started walking, and then that's when I started walking around. No, I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep that night. I didn't sleep the night after that. And then I was like, well, and they're like, nah, just stick with us. And you'll see, you hook up with Tara, we promise. And Tara had been in Queensland to take care of her sick mum who passed away. Sadly, around the same time as my mum passed, like maybe like a couple of months earlier than my mum. But anyway, she was up there. No, yeah, so Tara had been in Queensland, so I hadn't seen her. It was the second COVID lockdown. So the second COVID lockdown had just lifted. And Tara was finally back. Like, she'd been away. I hadn't seen her in a few months, and I missed her so much. I missed her desperately because the first COVID lockdown, we'd been hanging out every fucking day. Like, I was in the shop every day talking to her. And it never went beyond talking. And I'll go into more detail about Tara and my friendship, our relationship soon on this podcast. But no, we never had an affair or anything like that. Like, it was never anything that like fucking physical. Like, never got physical. No, never. But it was like on, you know, we were best friends. We were best friends. I had a huge crush on Tara. Massive crush. I didn't realize how much of a crush I had on Tara Bennett until that second lockdown when the shop was closed and I couldn't hang out with Tara Bennett. And I was like, oh, and then she wasn't there. And, you know, it's I'm assuming a lot of people are like this with a lot of things. Like, you might be like a smoker. And it's like, I can quit whenever I want. And then suddenly your cigarette's on there and you're like, fuck. You don't realize how addicted you are to smoking. It was like that. It was like Tara. I mean, I was like, I can stop hanging out with Tara whenever I want. And then she wasn't there. And I'm like, oh, my God. Fucked me up. I was jonesing for Tara, literally. 1 second. Yeah, so then that happened. That was the first time. So I went into the store, and they were super tight. They were like, wear this, put these on. Oh yeah, and one of the things I did over the night was like go and get I had bought a pair of white shoes, and like, go and get those. I pulled them out, and they're like, you're going to need these, and it was a pair of white shoes. That's sort of important. That'll be important later. But they were like, yeah, they were like literally like down to like, you're wearing this, wear this shirt, like pull this one out, wear this hat, like do this. We'll go for a walk, like. But they were like really like tight, like really tight. Like, nah, don't wear that. Wear that. Wear this. Do your hair like this. Like, do your hair in a certain way. You know. And then I was walking around. Like outside. I didn't sleep that first night. And then I didn't sleep the second night. I started walking around. I had shot Tara a couple of messages. And yeah, so I started messaging Tara, and then it was that night. And they're like, message her. Like, go to Surrey Hills and walk around looking for her, looking for Tara. And I did. They're like, we'll go for a drink with Tara. And I didn't realize at the time. Like, I did go for a drink with Tara. I went for a drink with Tara Space Coast. I didn't go for a drink with Tara Bennett. I turned up there hoping to meet up with Tara Bennett in physical form. And she wasn't there. I'm like, oh, Space Coast. Seemed to be a bit of a gap between what. And yeah, she's always right. No, she's right. But like, and this is what I mean. This is like a thing that we talk about still to this day. This is part of the difference between Tara Bennett, Space Ghost, her head in the cloud spirit, and Mr Tapscott, my feet on the ground. Because she's like, oh, we'll go for a drink with Tara Bennett. And then you go there and Tara Bennett's not there. And I'm like, well, that's not Tara Bennett. It's like, but yeah, she was there in spirit. I'm like, sorry to parody you, Tara. Please don't kill me. She's like, that's fine. She was there in spirit. I'm like, I don't want Tara Bennett in spirit. I want literal. I want physical Tara Bennett. I want to see Tara Bennett. You know, I want to see her. I want to hug her. That's what I want. She's like, okay, noted, whatever. But anyway, like, we figured it out. We're fine. I love her so much. I do love Tara Bennett Space Ghost. Please, Tara Bennett Space Ghost and Tara Bennett are the same. They're exactly the same. I think everyone is familiar with, knows what I'm talking about now. So Tara Bennett is going through exactly the same process that I'm going through, because she is Mary Mother of God and I am fucking Son of Man, right? So I did see her that day, that first day. Like, I saw her once. And then I was walking around and they're like, oh, I'll message her. And they were telling me to do this stuff. And I was kind of like, but Tara, I know Tara. I know she doesn't like dudes who are too fucking full on. She told me literally that. She's like, I don't like needy guys. I don't like guys that are too needy. And you know, she's a beautiful lady who runs a shop. So she's facing the public. So this is like a thing that you don't want to come on too strong to like women whose job it is to talk to you, you know? Because you don't know if you're going to be fucking that creep. So like, and I'd cultivated the relationship, so I sort of knew where the boundaries were. And they're like, they all were. Yeah, they're telling me. Yeah, they're like, oh, Sylvia, Kitty, Tara, all of them. Their Space Ghosts were like, no, message her again. Like, send her this cheesy shit. like, she's gonna hate it. Like, just fucking trust us. And I did. I messaged her a few times that weekend, and I stayed awake a second night. So then that first night, that was the first time they swooped in. So that was Friday night. Didn't sleep. Saw Tara for about like 5 minutes in her shop, and then kept walking around and did some stuff. Didn't sleep. Stayed awake. Walked like 15 Ks or something. Right? Yeah, it was about that. And there are witnesses to this. There are police witnesses. There are military witnesses. That's true. Yeah, they're all sounding off now. They're like, oh, we saw it. Mr Tapscott is telling the truth. I'm pretty sure that was. Did I walk to Bondi? Nah, not that first day. It was hectic though. Yeah, it was a huge walk. Yeah, and then that Saturday night, I went walking around in Surrey Hills, and it was around Halloween. It was this time of year. I went walking around in Surrey Hills, and I kind of knocked on a few doors, and now they're saying, like, that was to get witnesses and to be on camera, so people saw me walking around and thinking I was a crazy guy, basically. Yeah. That's what that was. And I sent Tara, that's right, I sent Tara a message. I was at her shop and I sent her a message saying, I'm at your warehouse. And her warehouse is so, like, in St. Peter's or something. She doesn't have it anymore. But I sent her a message saying, I'm at your warehouse. And then that freaked her out. She's like, oh, what the fuck are you doing there? And how do you know where it is? You creep. And then like she sent me a message, and then Sunday, and I was kind of like, well, when do we get to Tara? I want to see Tara. Like, just keep going. Just stick with it, bro. Trust us. All right. As long as I don't end up a homeless guy in jail, it's fine. And that was my plan. That was always Mr Tapscott's plan. So, you'll go broke and you'll go to jail and you'll be a homeless guy. Because that's pretty badass. I'm like, Space Coast, are you writing checks? You're writing checks my body. Is your ego writing checks my body has to cash? Is that what's happening here? And he's like, yes, exactly. But he didn't say what the plan was. But so that was the second night. And then by the third night, like I'd gone into the shop and I'd bought a bunch of stuff. And that's when I got the socks. Yeah, because like Tara Bennett had trusted me enough. Like I built the relationship to the point that I had a line of credit at the store. And so I was just like, for some reason I couldn't pay on the spot. I was like, I'll take this and I'll take this. And I'll pay for it later. And one of the things I took was a pair of socks, like a really nice pair of socks, like just like $60 socks or something, $70 socks. And Tara wasn't in there, but she told the staff member, said like, Nick Tapscott came past again, and Tara sent me a message saying, don't come to the shop again. And then the Monday after that, I didn't sleep again that Sunday night, and I walked around again Sunday night, even further. I was walking the whole time. That weekend, I didn't sleep at all. And I walked maybe how long? How far? Yeah, I walked about 40 Ks or something. Yeah, I walked about 40 Ks. And then that's when they were kind of like, yeah, and then that Monday she's like, oh, I heard you came into the shop. Like that Sunday, she's like, I heard you come into the shop. I hadn't slept all weekend. I've been hanging out with Space Coast, who were like, by the way, you. And I'm like, what? Like, yeah, like I was this guy. Like, what? And then the Monday, yeah, so she sent me a message and I hadn't slept, saying don't come into the shop. And I sort of like, I saw it, I read the message, I was like, and then I think I forgot about it. Like I read it and I forgot. Yeah, and Tara's saying like, that's exactly what happened, Mr. Tapscott. Don't worry, you weren't a cunt. Don't worry. She saw it. Tara Bennett knows. Like earthly Tara Bennett now knows. No, I wasn't a cunt. No. But yeah, they just had to make it look like I'd cracked, and I did. I had cracked it, so that Nazis go, oh, he's fucked that up, and then like leave Tara alone. So there, that's why Tara, yeah, and leave me alone as well. Yeah. So I'd be like less of a threat. Oh, he's a cracked, he's a crackhead, whatever. And yeah, so that Sunday, I stayed awake again all night. I think on the Sunday, yeah, you'd sent me a message saying like, don't, and I'm talking to Tara now, obviously, so she sent me a message saying like, don't come to the shop. And then Monday, Sunday night, I stayed again awake all night, and with more marching, I kept walking. I'd been walking all night. And then the Monday I went into the shop, and then, yeah, like the shop assistant there goes, thought Tara said not to come in. I'm like, whatever. And then I got back, and then like I think it was the day after, like the cops turned up. It's like, nah, ABO. Oh. And I'm like, what the fuck is this, Space Coast? I've been awake for 3 days or something. I'd finally gone to sleep. And like, did that fucking happen? Like, what the hell was that? What the fuck was that? But they were in there. They were still in there. They were very tight. Yeah, they're in there. Don't worry. Stick with the plan. You're right. Yep, keep doing stuff. Mr. Tapscott. They were still in there. And so I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, and like me as well. My Space Coast was like, you're right. Don't worry. And then, yeah, that's when Kitty I went to the art gallery with Kitty Callahan, and all the Turbo Babes have done this stuff now. This is the process that all the turbo apes have gone through. Yeah, and the cops turned up and said, like, no, AVO on you, Nick Tapscott from Tara Bennett. That sucks. That's the opposite. Space Ghost. You said that's the exact opposite. Like, don't worry. Stick with the plan. Don't worry. It's going to pay off. Like, well, committed now, I guess. But I knew, like, deep in my heart, like, because, they're nice. They are. They really are. They're nice. They were nice to me. We were having a great time. Yeah. And so, like, aside from that was just like a little speed bump on the first weekend. It was like walking around. Oh, it was brutal. Yeah. And then after that point, after the AVO came in, then we're kind of like, well, actually, this isn't about that shit at all. Really. It kind of is. But it's also not. It's about a war with China. And we were doing nice stuff. Like, so Kitty was like, let's go to the art gallery together. I went to the art gallery with Kitty. I was hanging out with Tara Bennett the whole time. Me and her. We were in the art gallery. We went to the art gallery together. They're all always there, obviously, but like they sort of take turns in coming in super tight. You know what I mean? Like one day it'll be like, oh, I'm hanging out with you today, Mr Tapscott. And then another day it'll be like, well, it's my turn today, Mr Tapscott. And at no point did they really say who they were. I knew that there was like a few of them. I knew, like, she just said, I'm mum, and then my Space Ghost was saying to me, I'm dad. And then Kitty Callahan, I think a lot of the Turbo Babes sort of like, they sort of took turns. Like, I knew that there were separate entities because I could tell. They're different personalities. They're different. Yeah. But they never said, by the way, I'm Mary, Mother of God / Tara Bennett. They never said that. I didn't know that. I thought Tara Bennett was just Tara Bennett. And I was like, the king or whatever. I didn't know Tara Bennett was a god. I didn't know that at all. I thought Tara Bennett. I was like, well, Tara can come, can't she? Like, that was me. On our adventures, and they're like, yeah, sure. And so they didn't say no. They didn't say yes. We went out. We were like eating stuff together, going to restaurants and shit, doing pictures of a bird. That's when the pictures of a bird started. And they're like, yeah, well, it's going to be a war with China, so that's why you have to do pictures of a bird. And I'm like, and that's why I fucking reacted so badly against pictures of a bird, because that was the shit that they were making me do. Stay awake for 3 days and walk 60 Ks to do pictures of a bird, to go into all this shit. And in between all that, I was doing pictures of a bird, going into shops. And then so I hadn't slept in 48 hours, and I'd walk 60 Ks, and then you walk into a shop. I was like, oh, you didn't find the picture of a bird straight away. Slow, brand new, slow. What? Sorry, who the fuck are you anyway? Like, oh, I'm shocked. And that's why I am going to comment on your skill at picture of a bird. Some guy who has just had a restraining order taken out against him and walked about 60 Ks in 48 hours and not slept. I'm like, you're a fuck. Fine. But yeah, anyway, I survived. Mr. Tapscott survived. I survived. Okay. So the point of this story is to tell you the sort of origin story of me and Tara Bennett getting together. And then telling you as well, or at least my Space Ghost and Tara Bennett Space Ghost getting together. My Space Ghost and Tara Bennett Space Ghost have always been together. I told that story the other day. But earthly Mr. Tapscott and earthly Tara Bennett, this is the story of us. Now, I haven't really seen Tara Bennett since then, but I've been in contact, like she knows about me. She's watching the videos and stuff. She's sent surrogates in, but I haven't really, I've seen her once on the street and she just said hi, and then that was it. But that's fine. I trust them. It's cool. It's cool. The point of this story is to say, no, I talk about other babes on here, but Sylvia Jeffries is Tara Bennett's best friend. And so, no. So, if I don't make the podcast, the entire podcast, if I don't say every 15 minutes on the podcast, I love Mr. Nick Tapscott is in love with Tara Bennett and Mrs. Tara Bennett. That's for a very good reason. Because Tara Bennett, for a couple of reasons. Tara Bennett is always hanging out. Me and Tara Bennett are always hanging out. I've always been with Tara Bennett ever since that point where she's swooped in that first Friday night. Tara Bennett Space Ghost has been there. And sometimes she would go quiet, but she was always there. She wouldn't necessarily be as vocal as she is these days. Because these days we're in constant dialogue. Me and Tara are in constant dialogue. Wherever I go. Anywhere, anytime. Wherever I go. She's there. She'll make her presence known very clearly. She'll send literal birds to hang out. In jail, she did that like a bunch of times. She'll send angels in, and I'll go like, wink. I'm like, hey, Tara. Yeah, so, no. Just because I don't say every 15 seconds on this podcast I'm in love with Tara Bennett doesn't mean I'm not deeper in love with Tara Bennett. And Tara Bennett knows that. Yeah. That's kind of the point of that story. Yeah, Tara Bennett knows that. Yeah. And that's her style. She doesn't want some really needy guy. I love you, Tara. Like, and also, fun fact, that's what that line from the Bible, don't take the Lord's name in vain, means. That's all that means. It's like, don't kiss her ass. Don't pour over Tara Bennett. Go, I love you, Tara Bennett. And it's like, Jesus Christ. Like, you have to build mega churches and sing songs with Jesus Christ's name in it like 50 billion times. Like, you don't have to do that, kitty. She's like, just don't overdo it. So just talk to me like I'm your mate. That's it. That's Kitty Callahan. That's Tara Bennett. And I know that Tara Bennett's like that. And so that's why, like, I'll have whole episodes dedicated to like, Rachel from Jangling Jacks, you're awesome. And Tara Bennett doesn't care because she knows. Yeah, Sylvia Jeffrey, like, I flirt with Sylvia Jeffrey to make Tara happy. Because Sylvia Jeffries is Tara Bennett's best friend. And, like, not on Earth just yet. Are you guys hanging out? Like, you've caught up a couple of times. I guarantee, like, yeah, but you're going to be best friends. You will be best friends. Because you are best friends. You are best friends. You, like, Tara Bennett and Sylvia Jeffries, Space Ghost Tara and Space Ghost Sylvia, Mary Mother of God, and the goddess Divana are best friends. And so when I flirt with Sylvia Jeffries, what I'm actually doing is I'm just being really nice to my fiance's friends, because I know that she loves that. That's why I do that. Yeah. So don't worry, all the Tara Bennett fans out there, don't worry. Mr. Tapscott and Tara Bennett, that's a lock. Like, there's no walking away from that. Yeah, that's a lock. And it always has been a lock. And it always will be a lock. It's a lock. Famous last words, I know. Now I'm going to get done. But yeah. Yeah. But on Earth, I still, like, because we just, like I've said, like, we just, I'm just Mr. Tapscott. She's just Tara Bennett. It's Mr. Tapscott and Tara Bennett. And so, like, it's still like day to day. Like, I still have to treat Tara Bennett like Tara Bennett. Like, she still needs. Like, I need Tara Bennett to like me. I need to do stuff that Tara Bennett likes. I need to be likable to Tara Bennett. Even though Tara Bennett has designed me, I still have to be charming, and I can't take her for granted that, like, I can't treat her like shit at all, because she will. She's Tara Bennett. She will fucking kick you in the dick so fucking hard. And that was the thing. Like, when she took the restraining order out of me, it's like, well, obviously, like, she's Tara Bennett. That's how she rolls. She doesn't take shit. She's like, nah, done. That's it. Fuck off. And then, like, I got back into her favor, obviously. Like, we made up. It took a while, but we made up. Yeah. And so she hated me for fucking ages. But on social media, like, I had to unfollow her social media accounts and things like that. Like, so that fucking Zuckerberg wouldn't target her, and all this bullshit. It was fucked. And for other reasons, Yeah, it was fucked. But, yeah. So, yeah. If I don't say, yeah, don't get sad, everyone, please. Just don't. No, it's cool. Tara Bennett and me are lock. Yeah. She's not that type of girl. She doesn't like her butt getting kissed. She doesn't like to be smothered. She doesn't. She's a fierce, independent and very creative and talented lady who values her personal time for the same reasons I value my alone time. She likes to think. She likes to hang out. Yeah. So I don't want to, like, I don't want to, like, I knew that if I always knew with Tara, because she works really hard, that if I came on too strong, she would react extremely badly to that. Yeah. So that's why I'm like that. But me and Tara Bennett are always hanging out. Always. Me and Tara Bennett are always hanging out. We're always together. Kitty Callahan is always there with us. Always. Me, Kitty Callahan, Tara Bennett, always hanging out. So that's the point of that story. Sylvia Jeffries, I love you deeply. Oh, exciting. I love you deeply too. I can say that. Tara loves it. She's like, yeah. Because they're all friends too. Like, Tara loves all the Turbo Babes love each other. They're all best friends. They are. Not all of them are best friends on Earth just yet, but it's a guarantee. Like when they hang out, they're just going, oh yeah, like they'll hang out. Tara Bennett and Nina Trefcorn, and is that happening? Yeah. So Tara Bennett and Nina Trefcorn have been hanging out, and Kitty Callahan, and they're like, fuck, it's like I've known you my whole life because they have. They have known each other, and also I was actually quite surprised. It was like because I've spoken to Edward Woodley about you, Tara. I was just like, do you know Provider Store? Like, not in a creepy way. It's like because they're a Surrey Hills establishment, China Heights, and you're a Surrey Hills establishment, Provider Store. And so I was just like, there's Tara. Yeah, there's a crow out there. And so I was like, well, do you know Provider? And he's like, no, I find that surprising. That surprised me. That did surprise me. Yeah, I found that surprising. And so now that you've caught up, you've hung out a bunch of times. Yeah, and they're like, yeah, well, fuck, she's awesome. Yeah, well, exactly. So yeah, Sylvia Jeffries, spiritually, Tara Bennett, aka Mary Mother of God, aka Mother Nature, and Sylvia Jeffries, aka the Goddess Divana, Goddess of the Night, aka Storm from the X-Men, are best friends. They are best buddies, best friends. Best friends. So if I say, Sylvia Jeffries, I love you deeply, I want you to have a nice time. I think you're very beautiful. I'm just being super nice to my lady's best friend. That's it. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. So yes, that's it. That only took 56 minutes to say. That's it. Roz is saying, do you want to just go into some questions, Mr. Tapscott? I'm like, yeah, why the fuck not? Why not? Someone said, what did you do today? I was like, I've had quite a nice relaxing day. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's been good. I'm changing pace. That's what this is. I'm shifting gears down or up or whatever it is. But anyway, yeah, I'm shifting gears. Yeah. After the fucking hecticness of going like crime-free jail, crime-free jail, crime-free jail. Now, finally, they're like, no, hey, you can throttle back now, Turbo. All right. And so, yeah, like, just watching the video, like, I rewatched the video, and like, on Monday, I was just like, oh, fucking jail. Fuck me. What the fuck? What was that? And now, and I'm like, I'm just chilling. And I went to the city and walked around. Just caught a couple of trains, a couple of places. And got back here by like 11:30 in the morning, and I'd had something to eat. And I was just like, well, what should I do now? And yeah, they're just like, dude, just fucking enjoy the fact that it's Sunday and you don't have to do anything. You've got a room, you've got aircon, you've got the internet. Just watch it. I watched some football. Yeah, there you go. That's what I did today. I watched fucking NFL. And yeah, so the other day, retraction. I'd like to make a retraction now. I've lost all credibility in the eyes of Bill Burr because he is an NFL aficionado. See, he's not just like I was saying. Bill Burr is not a turbo, no, but he's a multifaceted individual. It's not just about the gayness with Bill. No, it's not just about dicks and helicopters. It's not. No. He likes football too. He likes three things. He likes dicks. He likes helicopters, and he likes football, NFL. That's Bill Burr. So, and that's what he talks about. He talks about NFL on his podcast all the time, the Monday Morning Podcast, in football season, NFL season. He goes like, oh, fuck. And he knows heaps. He is like a fucking, yeah, he's an expert. I don't know jack shit about it. I just know that I like it. I just know that I like watching it. Like, what the fuck just happened there? Like, there's a flag for some reason. What is this? Like, hang on, they just did a touchdown. Why are they doing another touchdown? What the hell is going on? But every now and again, there'll be a thing like, touchdown. I'm like, yeah. So the other day I said, I watched the Ravens and they smashed the Texans. Now that is incorrect, sir, and madam, and whoever the fuck is watching, whoever they, them, whatever. That was incorrect. No, it was the Colts. The Ravens won their first 2 games of the season. And then I watched the game where they played the Texans, and they got absolutely fucking, and I was like, yeah, eat shit, Texans. I watched the game just before I came on the air, where they played the Texans, and they got fucking drilled. Ravens got smashed by the Texans. The Texans pile drive them thoroughly. Wow. Ravens, I'm sorry. But, they're all right. Nah, they're good. I fucking, yeah, I love it. I don't care. I'm like Marge Simpson. I just want everyone to have a nice time. And also the Ravens to me. Because they are my team. It's the competition of it. If there's no competition. And let me weave in my quick anti-Nazi sentiment. The anti-Nazi message here. Because everything comes back to Nazis suck. That was one of the things. It was like, well, and Roz knows what I'm talking about. My executive producer. He's like, yeah, they rigged fucking NRL. And what's the point? Precisely. Roz gets it. Exactly. What is the point of that shit? And then that was a broader thing that they started us. It's like, well, if we could rig it and no one cared, what's the point of footy at all? Maybe we should just not have footy players. Because the thing is about footy players, they get popular. If you're good at footy, that can make you a popular person. Also, it gives people, they're like, well, instead of being a tradie, like Alan Kohler has heroically volunteered to be, instead of being on the ABC like a cunt. If people are playing footy, how are they going to be a tradie? How are they going to be tradies if they're playing footy? It'll make people want to aspire to be good at stuff. And no. And so they're like, well, let's shut down. Start working towards shutting down sport. I'm like, what the fuck? Nazis, what are you? A world without sport. A world without football. What? Even the original Nazis, the Romans, had sport. They understood the propaganda value of Colosseums and shit, gladiators. Not even Romans shut down sport. The original Nazis. Not even those guys shut down the sport. They kept the sport going. And gladiators was brutal, but it was sport. It was still sport. Anyway. Yeah. But yeah, they were like rigging AFL, rigging NRL, saying, today we've, because China. Collingwood needs to win. Because China. Because if China invades, Collingwood's not at the top of the ladder. They'll think we're pussies or something. Like, what are you talking about? And knowing that, when you watch the game, you're like, what the fuck is this? It's shit. Yeah, all right. Me and Roz both watched the same game. We watched the Roosters versus Parramatta. And Parramatta absolutely fucking kicked the shit out of the Roosters. And that's abnormal. That rarely happens. That doesn't happen very often. The Parramatta smashed the shit out of the Roosters. Roosters are usually a pretty good team. They're usually kind of up near the top. And Parramatta are usually down near the bottom. But yeah, there was one match where Parramatta just fucking kicked the crap out of the Roosters. And me and Roz both watched it, and we were both Roosters supporters. And we watched it, and we're like, well, at least it was honest. At least it was a game. At least it was it was an actual contest. At least it was a contest. An honest, bloody contest, right? Yeah. Banning sport. Murdering Warnie. What the fuck? Yeah, so that's what I did today. Watch some football. Next question. Do I love Tara Bennett? Is that a joke question, Adam? sir. Yeah, so yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, she's all right. Duh. I like it. I'm now being. Tara Bennett is now saying, please, Mr. Tapscott, you don't need to talk about a courtship. In fact, I'd prefer that you didn't for the sake of my privacy, because I like my privacy. And I'm like, I can respect that. Tara Bennett, of course. Of course. Yeah. You can just say, like the way I've put it, the way I've put it online in public was like, look, I came into the shop, I was a regular customer of Tara's, and we got along. And she said, that's the perfect, you leave it at that. You don't need to tell him about the road trip to Vegas where we accidentally killed a stripper. But then we had to run from the law and the cartel caught up with us. And I had to be a topless dancer to earn enough money to buy a gun and then use the gun to shoot the lock off the cage that had Picari in it and then rescue Picari, and then we had to get the fuck out of there. Yeah, she's saying that. Don't tell them about that. Okay, no, that's it. Like, yeah, no, but yeah, look, like I said, the whole point of that big speech is like, nah, Tara, like, yeah, I'm not joking. When I said that she was unassuming, I was talking ranting at Annika. I was like, no, that's her style. That is her style. She picked the form that she has picked. She's on purpose because she doesn't. Yeah, she could be famous. She could do famous stuff, but she doesn't. That's not her thing. No, she doesn't want. She doesn't want Oscars and Grammys. Like she doesn't need them. That's her style. Yeah, she's a humble candle lady because that's all she needs to be. Yeah, she likes it. So like, yeah, she likes her privacy, and that's the thing. I'm the same because we just want to do our thing. You know, I've never wanted to be famous. Now Tara's like, yeah, no, it's you. Like, yeah, she's sort of the same. She just wants to be quietly successful. She wants to make a quality product, but not be too flashy about it. It's not really about her. That's her style. If you go to her shop, it's not photos of her all over it. Like we've been to our website on the podcast. There aren't photos of her all over it. You know, she doesn't want to be she's not a cheesy Instagram chick. She's not. She's classy. She's a smart, classy lady. She likes her privacy. You know, so I respect that. Yeah, and she's like, thank you, Mr. Tapscott. That was perfect too. She loves me deeply. She says, thank you, Tara. I love you too. Yeah. And that was the thing. I'm the same. I was like, I don't want to be fucking famous. And yeah, I was explaining that. I said that the other day. I was like, that's why I was in copywriting, because when you write an ad, like your name's not on it. It's not, this ad was written by Nick Tapscott, you know. So you can sort of work in advertising and no one really knows what you did and what you didn't do. You know what I mean? So, but if you're a journalist, if you're Sylvia Jeffries, and this Sylvia Jeffries is the opposite. She loves that. I know. Yeah, I love it. Make me famous. Yeah, I'm a party girl. Woo. And fine. That's Sylvia Jeffries. So she loves being on TV. She loves it. That's her thing. Yeah. But I was always like, nah, that's not really my thing. I'm not. I never really wanted to be famous. I knew that if I got famous, then someone would turn up and like say you can't go to the pub anymore. And that's exactly what happened. I got a little bit famous, and people were like, you can't go to the pub. Yeah. Like people started turning up. It was like, I'm going to the pub. Like, you can't be here. Why are you here? Fuck you. Tara's the same. Yeah. Reserved. Yeah, she just gave me very quietly gave me the nod, and we spoke about this. So one of the reasons that I and we all talked about it, all three of us, we had a little chit chat, a little powwow about it. Had a little powwow about it. We did. One of the reasons that I promoted Mike and Rich and Mike, to the rank of Jedi Grandmaster is because Mike's Declasser successfully figured out on his own without me having to break it down for him because he is an extraordinarily switched on motherfucker. Well, yeah, his media literacy is he is a freak, like in the best way, but like he's freakish, absolutely freakish. Yeah, yeah, and I didn't have to. I just said like, yeah, like on this pod, you've seen it. I just said like, yeah, Star Wars. That's roughly about me. And then he watched it. He went was like, oh, really cool. And then he went back and unwrapped the whole thing. I figured it all out. Like fuck, like, and one of the things that he figured out is that Yoda, that's Tara. Tara is Yoda, and Yoda, what is Yoda like? No, is Yoda like a fucking? No, she's not. Yoda, that's the point of Yoda. Yeah, to communicate. It's like no, size matters not. We luminous beings, not about this crude matter. When she's training Luke Skywalker, and that's roughly what me. That's me and Tara's Space Ghost. We did that. Tara Bennett is Yoda, but she's in a small package. She's humble on purpose, so she can kind of like go on the radar. Yeah, she can pretend like she can do that. Yeah, no, she does do that. She does. This is one of the things I observed about Tara, and I can say this. Tara Bennett has like she was like every now and again she'll put on like an Aussie accent, and I do the same thing. I use slang. I use swear more than I need to, And she'll kind of use the Ocker slang sometimes. Oh, I mean, something's about to cark it, And that is intentional to throw people off the scent, to give people the impression that she's not as smart as she is, but she is a fucking smart lady. She is very fucking smart. She is whipper smart. Extraordinarily smart. Intergalactically smart. She's a fucking smart lady. She's a switched on cookie. Definitely Tara Bennett, and also obviously Space Ghost Tara Bennett. One and the same. And so yeah, in the film style, that's Yoda. That's her. For that reason. So she can like be unassuming and humble, and you're like, oh, what is this? And Luke doesn't. He's like, oh, the fuck is this? I'm here looking for a mighty warrior, a mighty Jedi master. It'll be counted Darth Vader. And he's like, well, humble Yoda who lives in a swamp is actually who you're going to hang out with. Luke, that's who's going to train you. And because within that, she has much power, very powerful. Yeah, and Mike's the class to figure that out on his own. I didn't have to fucking tell anyone. I didn't have to tell him. He's just like, well, if that's that and that's that, Mr Tapscott is Darth Vader. That means Tara Bennett is Yoda. That makes sense. Yeah, so that's it. That's it. She's like I was saying to Annika Wells, she's a humble candle lady. She is. She likes her privacy. She just wants to chill out on Dagobah. That's it. That's what she doesn't want like a huge intergalactic empire, Although, yeah, now she's like, yeah, tell him that. But yeah, her shadow, in the same way Luke Skywalker is my light side. Oh, she's also Princess Leia. She's Princess Leia as well. But her shadow in Star Wars is the Emperor. So the shadow of, so I'm Luke Skywalker, and I'm also Darth Vader. Darth Vader is my shadow. So Luke Skywalker is what you get if I'm just chilling out and at the pub. Darth Vader is what you get if you piss me off. That's my shadow. That's my light side. That's my dark side. Tara Bennett's light side is Yoda. Your dark side is the Emperor. Yeah. So it's Darth Vader and the Emperor. That's who'll come fuck you up. That's who'll come and fuck you up if you piss. If you piss one of us off. If you blow up a Death Star. Actually, I'll blow up the Death Star. But that's okay. But yeah, anyway. It works. Yeah, Darth Vader and the Emperor. That's me and Tara. That's me and Tara. And that's why I'm fucking kneeling. That's like my master. Because that's true. She doesn't like to have her butt kissed. But I'm like fucking, fuck. She humbles me. She humbles the shit out of me constantly. Yeah. And that's why I love her. She's a humble lady. She humbles me. I'm a bloke. It's harder for me to like fly under the radar and be bigger and more imposing. But that's her. That's why she's picked this form. And exactly the same way Yoda picked the form to demonstrate. It's like, no, it's not about bra. It's not about like being big and showy. You don't need to make it fucking spectacle of yourself. Just chill out. Just be like Yoda. That's her. That's Tara Bennett. Can't even really remember the original question, but that's it. To sort of say, like, Tara likes her privacy. I respect that. What other characters from Star Wars are you or they or whatever? Should I do a bit of that, you reckon? What do you reckon, guys? Yeah. Okay. Now it kind of switches around, so I'll explain a few more Star Wars characters if you like. Upon request. So I'm actually, it's all about me. Well, it kind of is. So I'm Luke Skywalker. Fucking Uncle Owen and Aunt Peru, the blue milk. That's Chris Tapscott and Leah Tapscott. And see, they get torched. You know, like on Tatooine, the Empire comes and like kills them. Yeah, that's like a fucking just lost me music. That's like a sort of that's an interpretation of that was Tara who just did that. Just like, yeah. And then she popped up on the screen. Yeah, that's like a creative interpretation of like, yeah, my parents dying. Yeah. Because that's what happened. The Empire turned up. Yeah, but also R2-D2 and C-3PO are my parents too. So Chris Tapscott is like loosely C-3PO, but yeah, anyway, that's that. It is what it is. Yeah. But it sort of switches around, and I'm Luke Skywalker and Han Solo. Kitty Callahan is Ben Kenobi. But there's a certain scene. So, here's something I can reveal. This is a revelation. So, you know, when Luke Skywalker, they land on the fucking, like, Luke and Han and Leia and Ben Kenobi land. And so that's so what it is, it's like me in my hometown. Tatooine is my hometown. It's a desert because there's no water there. So there's no, like, you can't achieve, water equals achievement. You can't achieve anything in my hometown. You can't. It's just like a desert. So there's no water, right? But there, I kind of like, well, and so I was like a dreamer. That's me, Luke Skywalker. I was always like looking to the stars, like in dreaming. And my dad was not the opposite of a dreamer. He was like, no, you stay in your hometown. You be tradie. Fuck that, right? And then, but I always kind of, I always had one eye on the clouds, you know. And then kind of, so that's me going to hang out with, help me over when Kenobi, you're my only hope. That was sort of like, that's to represent like Tara's Space Ghost. It's like me sort of like hearing in the, like having weird dreams and things like that, being a bit of a dreamer. And so it was like, I have a calling. No, I must have, like, I had my head in the clouds. That's what that is. Nick Tapscott had his head in the clouds. And he could, in the clouds is Ben Kenobi and Tara Bennett. They're in your clouds too. You can hear them. Yeah. So and that was the thing. So I kind of like, I'm like, well, let's get the fuck out of this shithole. So I sort of like turned, and that was like my parents, like my dad was like staunch fucking atheist. He's like, no, that's stupid science. That was sort of Owen Wilson going like, no, it wasn't, but Uncle Owen going, that old man's just a crazy old wizard. Like, don't talk to Kitty Callahan. Don't talk to Jesus Christ. Don't be religious at all. Don't dream, you know. But I still kind of had my head in the clouds, and like, you know, I did acid. I did a bunch of acid in my hometown. So that's what's that. That was me hanging with. That was me going to say, why Ben Kenobi? Maybe he's the thing. Let's do some acid, you know. And then while I was on my acid trips, I heard like, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. And that sort of like sparked. I was like, doing acid in my hometown. I was like, maybe there's a wider world out there. I got to go fight the Empire. And then the Empire like turned up and killed my parents, you know. Not literally, but well, at least 50% of them in the end, it was literal. They literally killed my mother. Cunts. And so, yeah, so me and Kitty Khan was like, well, I'll sort of guide you. And she did. She does this for everyone. She does this all the time. You just don't realize it. You just don't. That's the thing. She doesn't make her presence felt. She won't tell you that she's doing it. Really. Often, no. Eventually, like, she told me eventually. But it took, like, 25 years for her to go, hello, I'm actually a thing. I'm like, oh, fuck. So that's me and Kitty Callahan. And so me and Han Solo. So the boy was Luke Skywalker. So that's sort of like my spiritual side is Luke Skywalker. But I'm also Han Solo. And so that was the thing. It was like me, like the spiritual Mr. Tapscott, the cool Mr. Tapscott. That's Han Solo. So I'm both of them at the same time. Ben Kenobi, so Jesus Christ / Kitty Callahan in there, in spirit, guiding the spiritual Mr. Tapscott, Luke Skywalker, to meet up with Han Solo. So I went into a bar, and that was me getting a job in hospitality as a young man. So the cantina, a wretched hive of scum and villainy. That was the Adelaide South Australian hospo scene. That was me in there. And then Kitty Callahan was in there with me, like, watching my back. And that's her cutting people's like, it's like, you know, this little one's not worth the effort. She did that. Like, Kitty Callahan, Jesus Christ was in there. Like, Kitty Callahan was in there watching my back. Like, don't fuck with this guy. Like, I'm trying to bring him up. And, yeah, she was watching my back. And, like, people were like, I've got the death sentence in 12 systems. And that was, like, local undrunker cunts. Kind of like, cut their arms off and shit. She did that. So, yeah. But yeah, and then I was like Han Solo and Luke Skywalker at the same time. So I was both of those. Because half of me was cynical. It was like, there's no fucking force. There's no mystical energy for the guy's my fucking destiny, whatever. But then the other half of me was, maybe there is. I still do acid and think about things. I still like music. Now, fun fact, when they arrived on the Death Star and Darth Vader goes, I feel something. A presence I have not felt since. He wasn't actually talking about Ben Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. He wasn't. He was talking about Mr. Tapscott. That was the thing. I put myself on my own radar. What the fuck is that? Yeah, because I was down there. I was running around on the Death Star. That was me working hospitality, doing fucking hectic shit, dressing up like a stormtrooper so I could rescue, fighting for fucking justice, basically. They're like, what is this shit like? You know, because Tara Bennett's in there going like, they're fucking around, man. And I'm there behind the coffee machine at like cafes and stuff. Like, hey, stop being shit. That was trying to rescue Tara, trying to rescue Mary, Mother of God, like the light side of the Force, basically. Yeah, it was like fighting for justice and truth, you know. There was one other bit where me blowing up the Death Star, that was me taking legal action against Rosamund. So the Death Star was the hospo scene, the Undrungada. So Death Star was sort of like the mechanism, the establishment. That was their that's what Pictures of a Bird was. Their fucking Pictures of a Bird network. That's the Death Star. And then that like we can destroy anything with this. Like we'll turn our fucking if we band together and point our fucking dog shit slander machine, our slander laser at any planet, we can blow it up. That's sort of what that represents. So I was in there. I was in the belly of the beast. Just me and my alter ego, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, and my alter ego, Han Solo. And also being backed up secretly, quietly, by Kitty Callahan, a.k.a. Obi-Wan Kenobi. And also trying to rescue Tara Bennett because they were doing dog shit. I was like, no, fuck that, man. Like, yeah. She's like, yes, rescue me. Rescue Princess Leia. That's Princess Leia. Rescue me from the Death Star. Oh, she was in the clutches of the Death Star. The Empire had her. She's like, stop doing dog shit. Stop blowing up. Stop doing fuck things. Stop enslaving people. That's what she's saying. Yeah. She's like, they're enslaving people. And you were in there fighting them. You're like, wait, fuck you. Like, yeah, fuck off. That was me in the Death Star fighting the Empire, in the Death Star. That's what that was. Pretty cool, huh? Anyway. Yeah, so when Darth Vader goes like, I filled something, a presence I haven't filled since, that was my Space Ghost going, what is going on down there? Who the fuck is that guy? Who's that guy? Anyway, one to watch, I guess. Yeah, but he was actually talking about me, not Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, he was like, I sense Luke Skywalker. And then that bit where there's one kind of like little variation. That's why Han Solo is good with a gun, because I can talk shit. That's what that means. Like, I can fucking fight. Like, I'm good with a gun. I'm good with a fucking lightsaber. I can do either. And that's what that sort of represents. It's like back in those days, in the Hospo days, I could talk shit with the best. I was the Punisher, Where it's like if you pissed me off, just like Han Solo. If I sensed that you were there to, like, if you were like there, if you were a dog shit Auntie Meredith goon, and you were there to assassinate me, I'd be like, oh, just thought it's over here, come on, like, shoot you dead, like, without warning, like, so, like, yeah, I could do that. And so that was the two things. But and then that scene where Darth Vader fights Obi-Wan Kenobi, that was actually me. In that scene, I was Obi-Wan Kenobi. And it's like that I had to face, like, yeah. So it's a little bit of a switcheroo there, just a little bit, because, and that's a direct reference to that bit where Obi-Wan Kenobi goes like, "If you strike me down, I'll become more powerful than you can possibly imagine." And then he goes like, he does that, and then he dips. He doesn't get killed. He doesn't die. He just disappears. That's what I did. So that's a reference to me in Star Wars, because that's what I did when I was fighting Darth Vader. He's like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah, and because I literally did that in the scene, and I've sort of spoken about that on this show, on this podcast as well. When I took the legal action against Rosamund, before I blew up the Death Star, I did that. Like, I was in a sword fight, and I was like, well, you know what? You can't hit what you can't see. And I was like, whoop, pulled myself out of the scene. I went to ground because I could do that. I'd set it up so I could do that. And the Darth, like, and then that was my Space Ghost going like, what the fuck was that? Like, this guy's in there and then he just vanishes. Like, and it's like, why did he do that? And it's like, oh shit. So they can't fucking get to him. Yeah, I did that. And then later, it's not long after that, like the next kind of scene, the next bit is Luke Skywalker, like me, like going down there, and that's me in conflict with myself. So that argument that Luke Skywalker has with Han Solo, that's me in conflict with myself. Because half of me was like, fuck it, who gives a shit? I'll just do whatever job and get wasted, and who cares? I was cynical. And the other half of me was like, no, come on, you got to fight for what's right. Like, there's more important things out there than money. We've got to do the right thing. And so that half of me was on the side of Princess Leia. So it was Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia versus my cynical side. And then eventually, like, so after that, like, I kind of dipped from the scene. That was like, Obi-Wan Kenobi go. And then that's when, like, Kitty Callahan was like, oh, what the fuck was that? Like, this guy, that's an idea. He worked. He successfully he invaded the Death Star, rescued the princess, and got the fuck out. And they didn't catch him. All right. And my Space Ghost, that's Darth Vader going, oh, what the hell? The Force is strong with this one. That's what that was. And so then I go back and I have that argument with myself, like Luke Skywalker and Han Solo is like, you know what, they're up against Han. You're like, yeah, well, attacking that thing's not my idea of fucking fun. It's suicide, That was the argument I had with myself. And then I kind of like, nah, you know what? And they pushed me too far. And I was like, I don't give a fuck at this point. And yeah, and that's so like, fuck you, Telstra. This is how you do a scorched earth fucking attack. Because that's what I did. Like, Ben Kenobi going like, if you strike me down, I'll become more powerful. And then that's what I did. I dipped, removed anything. By doing that, by taking myself out of the scene. I was like, well, you can't attack my reputation if I don't have a reputation. And I just removed myself. And I became a concept. And that's what happened. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I got a reputation. Because before I worked at that particular cafe, I was like, I'm good at making coffee. And the Undrungada were going like, no, he's not. Don't listen to him. He's shit. But I was like, bro, I'm fucking reputed barista. Look at me work. I'm better than all these cunts. Fuck you. And there was a little bit of Han Solo in there doing that. That's Han Solo style. It's true. And then so I was like, and then that one cafe that I got fired from that caused me to like take legal action against it was like, fuck you, because I'd finally gotten there. They'd gone around and gone like, this guy's a weapon, and I had like they'd finally like, oh fuck, we heard they went around saying you're awesome at making coffee, and so I finally had this like, I'd become an idea. It's like, oh, the legendary barista Nick Tapscott. It was like, well, okay, well, how about this? Take myself out of the equation, like disappeared, went to ground, and it fucked them up because they're like, well, surely your goal is to be the most famous, reputed barista in all the land, and now here is your fame and your reputation, sir. But I'm like, well, I don't give a shit about that. They're like, oh, what? Like, yeah. So Telstra, that's how that works. I destroyed something of value, so it couldn't be used as leverage against me because it was being used as leverage. Just like Ben Kenobi was like, oh, I'll become an idea, and then that's what it did. By pulling myself out of the equation, I became a myth. Yeah, exactly. I became a folk hero because it was just rumor and speculation. I heard, like, it's like, oh, I heard he's 10 feet tall. I heard he's like a weapon barista. He makes 1 million cups an hour. All this shit. And like, I wasn't around and built the mystery. Bit of showmanship, right? Because I'm a brand guy. Like, I'm a writer. I know how to control my brand and all that, all right? Exclusivity. I'll cut the Tool. Know what I'm talking about? The band Tool, and they are watching right now. They know what I'm talking about. Pink Floyd, they know what I'm talking about. You throttle the access to the information to make yourself more mysterious. It's exclusivity. It's like, well, there's like, I won't give you an opportunity I won't talk about myself constantly, thereby making the information that is there about me super valuable and thus amplifying it. So it's like, I heard he's a weapon barista, and because I'm not there spamming heaps of extra info in there, it's like that nugget of information is like getting more and more valuable. And so by going this, I'll become more powerful than you could possibly imagine, and letting myself get like chopped and like fired. I got fired, but I disappeared. I pulled myself out, and then from there I went to ground. I didn't go out on the scene and like start talking shit about them. It's like, oh, Rosemont did this, and going out and trying to talk to them constantly. I just like pulled Rosario, fuck you, pulled myself out. No one could get to me. It's like, what the fuck happened to Tapscott? Have you seen him? It's like, no, he doesn't talk to me anymore. What? Where did he go? Did that. And then got him a small one-man fighter, which is me just like going to the, that was me going to the Equal Opportunity Commission. Like, look, there's a weak point. That exhaust port, that was the cafe, because they were a small cafe. And that's why I targeted them specifically. Yeah, because they had all these other huge Undrungada, like, it's like the guys who would own, like, they've owned like fucking 12 restaurants worth like $3 million each. I'm not joking. The huge empires, like worth millions, tens of millions of dollars. And this was just like a singular small business with like, the cafe was like a singular small business, tiny, with a tiny turnover. I knew they were probably connected to Undrungada, but I also knew that by attacking them, if they went offline, I wasn't going to get murdered because it wasn't worth that much money. Like, it's not like a fucking burnt down. It's not like I burnt down like a multi-million-dollar business. Like, I didn't like pour petrol in a multi-million-dollar business and torture. I just knew that it would kind of like send a shockwave and send a message. And my thinking at the time was like, well, if they're going to be gangsters, if they want to play street style, I'll fucking play street style. Because that's what street style is. It's like, no, it's like jail. I'll pick someone weaker than me and I'll fucking kick the shit out of them. Send a fucking message to everyone else. Like, no, I'm dangerous. Like, if you fuck around, bang, like, I'll fuck you up. And I spotted this opportunity. They were the small exhaust port. Not literally. I didn't literally beat the shit out of them. but I knew that they were like smaller defenses. So all I literally physically did was write a statement that said, when I worked here, all this shit happened. And I sent it to the Equal Opportunity Commission. That's it. It was a 5,000 word statement. It's like, I worked here. The manager was singling me out. She said, I'm giving you, I'm like, why are you targeting me specifically? And she's like, well, because you're a man. I'm like, can't do that. It's discrimination on the basis of on the basis of gender. So that was me and my small one-man fighter. And now, while I was doing that, my Space Ghost was kind of like, and they're all the Space Ghosts, because Kitty Callahan had sort of been like, oh yeah, let's hang out with this guy, because I was on their radar. But everyone is. That's not everyone watching this is on their radar. You're on our radar. They do this for everyone. It's not. It doesn't make me unique and special that they were sort of like guiding me, because they do that for everyone. They do. They do that. Yeah. And so I was kind of watching myself. So I'll keep an eye on this guy specifically. I didn't know I was me. I'll keep an eye on this guy while he does this. And then I did it, and it's like Tara Bennett and Kitty Callahan said, it was like they're on the Death Star when I did it, because the psychic shockwave that it sent. Because that was the thing. They're like, they were small. It was a small little trendy cafe. Hot girls work there, and they thought, well, the last thing that this guy's going to do, because surely his highest priority is having sex with us. And I was like, well, how about this? I'll cock block myself, and that will remove all the leverage that you have. Because what you're saying is like, you need to do what I tell you so that I want to have sex with you. And I was like, well, how about I just make it you don't want to have sex with me? And then I don't have to fucking tell me at all. You have to pay me money. Like, yeah. So that was me. That was Luke Skywalker blowing up the Death Star. So, yeah. Yeah. And that was Kitty Callahan. Kitty Callahan was in there. Yeah. When I was like, because, I had that fight with myself. It's like, should I take the action? Like, half of me was like, should I take the action? And the other half of me is like, you need to fight them. You have to fight them. The Luke Skywalker half of me was like, you need to fucking fight them. The Han Solo half of me was going, fuck them. Let's just, like, fuck them. I'll just go and get another job and just leave it. The Luke Skywalker half of me was like, no, that's bullshit. You have to fight them. You have to take action. And then that's all I did. I just wrote a statement. Went to the Equal Opportunity Commission, said I got fired. I'm good at making coffee, but I got fired for being a man. Like, they harassed me until I nearly punched someone. The reason they were harassing me, they harassed me until I nearly punched someone, and the reason they harassed me to the point I nearly punched someone was because I was a man. I knew it was because I was jealous that I was good at making coffee. I was a rival. They're Nazis. This is the Nazi thing. You're good at something, pull him down, And I was like, well, fuck you. And I asked them, because I backed them into a corner and said, why are you doing this? And I got them to say it. They're like, because you're a man. I knew it was because I was a rival. And so then I was like, well, if I'm using that against you, because that is illegal, I can use that. That's my proton torpedo. The fact that you said that. So, and then, Kitty Callahan was there while I was doing it. Yeah, and she was like, yeah, she helped me write the statement. She's now saying, she's like, yeah, I watch you, bro. Yeah. I was like, well, Luke Skywalker. He's like, nah. Luke Skywalker won the argument between Luke Skywalker and Han Solo. And then Han Solo, swooped in, and that's what happens. That's what happened in real life. Like, I was there, and Luke Skywalker was like, well, I'm going to fight him anyway, Han. Whether you're with me or not, I'm going in. And then right at the last minute, Han Solo, the cool guy, went, fuck him. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, let's fucking do it. Yeah. Kitty Callahan was there as I was writing. It's like, use the Force, Luke. That was me writing a statement. It's like, yeah. Don't forget to put that in there. She does that. She's like, don't forget to put that bit in there, Mr Tapscott. Yeah, all right, yeah. And then they said that, I remember. Yeah, they did, yeah. That was Kitty Callahan. Use the Force. I sent it. Boom, boom. Darth Vader was on my tail. My Space Ghost. At that point, I think Darth Vader and the TIE Fighters, that was sort of representative of the big authorities were on my tail. And it was also me. It was like, who the fuck is this guy? Should I fucking clamp down on this? Is he doing the right thing? Yeah. But then even then, I cheated myself. I cheated Darth Vader. Luke Skywalker, because my Space Ghost was like, maybe I should stop him. And so my Space Ghost was closing in Kitty Callahan was like, quick, dude, press send. Send it. And Han Solo went like, yeah, you know what? Fuck you, Space Ghost. Like, yeah. No, and that's exactly, because that's what I did. Han Solo said, like, my Space Ghost sort of hinted, it's like, well, maybe you're doing the wrong thing. And Han Solo was ballsy enough to go, yeah, well, you know what? I don't give a fuck. And that was the Han Solo arrogance of me, that half. That cockiness, that cocky half of me, because I didn't know it was my fault. I didn't know it was Space Ghost. I thought it was Undrunken Goons. Yeah, because I was like, oh, fuck you. It was like, well, maybe I won't like you if you do it. I don't give a fuck. What do you think, cunt? You clear, kid. Blow this thing. Get the fuck out. Like, yeah. So that's that. Bang. And that's Star Wars. That's A New Hope. It's called A New Hope for a reason, because that's the entire Bennett was like, oh, this guy. Yeah. And yeah, that's what, and then yeah, that image, when they're all on the Death Star and they blow up the tower, and all the people on the Death Star go, whoa, whoa. Yeah, she's saying that that's in the spirit realm. And even Mr. Tapscott, even the fucking Force Ghost, Space Ghost, Mr. Tapscott was a fuck. I went down there. Check it out. What are you doing, bro? You're supposed to be fucking them, aren't you? You're about to sue them for sexual harassment. What are you? You're supposed to be getting in there, bro. Nailing them. It's like, oh, I don't give a fuck, but I'll fight you too, cunt. If you're getting in the way, I'll fight you too. I don't give a shit. Yeah. And it's like, oh, the kids are going to force it strong with this one. Yeah. And I was like, yeah. And that's why at the start of Empire Strikes Back, so that was chaos. Like the chaos was rising, right? The chaos is feminine. And what I'd done was bring order, and too much order. So the Nazis, right? Nazi Germany is too much order. It's too orderly. It's too clamped down. It's like you say the wrong thing, fuck, you're dead, right? So too much order is cold. It's too cold. Too much chaos is hot. It's too hot. So Tatooine was very chaotic. It was very hot. It's a desert. But then I brought so much order, and like after that, they kind of like, oh fuck, it was cold. So that's why the next scene, the start of Empire Strikes Back, they're on Hoth, which is freezing. Because by blowing up the fucking Death Star, I'd made it super orderly. I'd made it extremely orderly. Yeah. And yeah, there was like the tyranny of Melbourne at that time. And so that was the thing. Like I won. And everyone kind of backed off. And it was like, oh, yeah. In Melbourne, my reputation on the street was like, he's a wild card psycho because of shit that the Joker did, and also the shit that the Punisher did. And like I just got fired for nearly smashing someone. Like, oh fucking yeah. I had a dude backed up against the wall. It's like, I'm warning you, cunt. Like I never actually smashed him. But it was enough. He shit his pants. He did. He really did. He was like went white. Like so, ironically now that particular guy has murdered like what, how many? 18 people or something. So getting punched like an actual fight. But like the idea of like just sprinkling a little cyanide in someone's fucking drink or MDMA or whatever, he's fine with that. He won't fight you to your face, but he'll go behind your back and poison you. The fuck is that? So yeah, I had that reputation. So who is this wildcard psycho? Yeah, who like we had this leverage because that's the Melbourne and Drango thing. It's like, well, you play ball with us. We'll tell the girls that you're pretty good at sex. And then if you play ball with us, you work for, while we're stealing half your fucking wages, you work for $13 an hour when you're entitled to $30 an hour. You don't complain. We'll tell women that you're good at sex and you'll get laid. And I've just whipped around and gone, well, how about I cockblock myself permanently? And then even if you do tell women I'm good at sex, I won't get laid. So you can't do that. And then you'll just have to fucking pay me. And that, incidentally, that's why now, because it's that same undrungeter, me going like, well, fucking pay me. As you have to pay me. That's that same argument. They're like, well, we're the mafia. We don't have to pay you. That's why they're not paying me. Because of this argument that I've been having with them for 30 years. Like, anyway. Yeah. So Telstra, by the way, that's how scorched earth works. Cunts, you retards. Then go home and smash my Xbox. Like, yeah, take that, Rosamond. Smash my Xbox. Like, no, I don't need that. Yeah. Idiots. That's how scorched earth works. They were using the sex as leverage, and so I destroyed the sex. Like, fuck, and then they didn't have any leverage, and they're like, shit, it made them shit their pants. And I was a wild card. No, maybe this guy's gonna. Who knows what he'll do? Fuck. Like, anyway, and also by like, I knew that like, you know, because obviously I'd openly complained, like I'd been very vocal about being underpaid and how much I hated it, and I'd been very vocal about how I'd take the whole fucking thing down if the opportunity arose. So I knew I was kind of a target, and so by doing that, by making it official and putting a paper trail in, that protected me, it shielded me. So that's not actually in Star Wars that bit, but that sort of was a shield for me. Because anyone, if anything had happened to me after that point, there would have been a very clear paper trail with motive. So it would have connected anyone to Rosamond to anything that happened to me. And then from there, it would have connected the Undrunga goons who were standing over them to that too. And so it sort of shielded me. And so it gave me the like not worth it. It gave me the not worth it shield. Pretty much. That's what that was. So from there, so the start of Empire Strikes Back, they're in the fucking it's freezing cold. And that's to show that like everything is super orderly. And Ben Kenobi's not really there anymore. So at this point, Kitty Callahan is like, I don't need to like hang out with you constantly, bro. I'm gonna pull back a little bit and let you kind of come up a bit. That's sort of what she was doing. Like coaching. I told you, she coaches me. She coached me. That's her. That's Ben Kenobi. So I'm sort of there in Melbourne. No one's really talking to me. I've got power. People are like, this guy's a psycho. I kind of like, girls are starting to talk to me. Like, I'm mysterious and shit. Like, ooh, he's a good barista, but at the same time, he's so edgy and crazy. Like, you know. So Ben Kenobi says, like, oh, look, you're gonna, quietly using space magic, goes like, go hang out in Victor for a bit, which is my hometown. All right. And that was, in the cave, I fought it, like, I cut the bear's arm off. Like, I was like, grab my lightsaber. So that was the counterattack. That was me fending off the counterattack. Because after I, like, blew up the Death Star, I was on in the frozen tundra, and it kind of made me a target, and I got attacked by like a bear, which was like dickheads, like local fuckwits who were like, yeah, who do you think you are? And I was just like, well, fuck off, cunts, like fuck you, and just like cut them out. It's like I can't, like, yeah, that's right, they were friends of friends, and I just like, instead of like engaging in like a tit for tat thing, I just rang up my mate. It's like, yeah, you know your mates, those cunts. I'm sick of their shit. I'm not talking to them anymore. Sorry, bro. And then that was it. He's like, what? And that was me cutting off the bear's arm in the stone cave. So, and I was like ruthless. I was like, nah, I'm serious. And he's like, oh, Benny wants to make up with you. And I'm like, no. Click. That was it. Yeah, that was me cutting the bear's arm off in the cave. I was in the cave. Like, I'd been abducted. They tried to abduct me. And I'm like, use my lightsaber. I'm like, use the force again, you know. And then Ben Kenobi appeared. So Kitty Callahan sort of like whispered in my ear. I was like, look, maybe you should dip out of this Melbourne scene for a bit. That was Ben Kenobi going like, you will go to the Dagobah system. Dagobah system was my hometown. And me going in there, my small one-man fighter, that was the Toyota Starlet. Because I quit smoking as well. My parents gave me like their hand-me-down Toyota Starlet, which has been represented in many forms of media as a blue car. I mean ads and stuff. All the representations of me have been in ads, and I've been in a blue car. The car is blue because it's water. Because like I used to drive between like Adelaide and fucking between Melbourne and Adelaide in that little Starlet, and fucking have a great time. Me and Guy were hanging out there. I didn't realize it, but that was me and Tara Bennett hanging out in the blue car. That was me in the Dagobah system. You will go to the Dagobah system. So you're my small one-man fighter. You know Luke? Yeah, Luke flies his X-Wing to Dagobah. And then he hangs out there, and he's like, well, I'm looking for a mighty warrior. It's like, well, you found Yoda instead. And like, you know, that's me. That was representative of me in that period of my life. in like cruising around my Starlet with Tara Bennett, with Mary Mother of God in the passenger seat. We were hanging out, listening to music and stuff. Yeah, it was cool. We had a great time. We did have a great time because I was on their radar. Because like, well, you're the guy that fucking blew up the Death Star. Yeah. So Kitty Callahan, like Ben Kenobi, sort of said, like whispered, like, "Hey Yoda." Hey Yoda, which is Tara Bennett. So okay. They're over here. They had a little chat, a little powwow. Hey Yoda. There's this guy. There's this guy. He's pretty good at making coffee. But he also blew up the Death Star. And that's pretty interesting, right? That was Kitty Callahan. Hey Yoda. Yeah, like they had a chat. Yeah, and that's what they said. It's like, Yoda, did you? It's like, what the fuck was that? What was that massive, just great? What was that great disturbance in the Force when I fucking blew up the Death Star? And it was like, ooh. Yeah, what was the great disturbance in the Force? He was like, well, it's some guy. Like, it's some guy. He's pretty good at making coffee. They pushed him too far, and he fucking sued them for sexual harassment. Sexual. He sued a dude sued women for sexual. I know hot girls. He sued hot girls for sexual harassment. So yeah, that's what happened. So okay, what? Like that fucked her up. She's like, what the fuck? That's hectic. Like, what a psycho. Like, but at the same time, it was very effective. You can't argue that it was very effective. Yeah, he's like, well, now he just does what he wants. So yeah, but what? Like, fuck. What is he? A psycho or a cool guy? He's like a little bit of both and neither. He's both and neither at the same time. Like, that's fucking crazy. So yeah, yeah. All right, I'll go hang out. I'll go check him out. And so like, yeah, that was like, you would go to the Dagobah system. So Yoda could check me out. Dagobah system was me driving back to South Australia in my small one-man fighter, which is the Toyota Starlet. Bang. And I was listening to music the whole time and hanging out with Tara Bennett spiritually. The Space Coast. Meanwhile, the Empire was tracking me down. Now, the Empire, at this point, was because I'd put myself on the map by blowing up the Death Star. I had. The Empire was like, what the fuck was that? And I've told this story as well. So Obama, the fucking White House, heard about it. Oh, hang on, what? What the fuck? So hang on. Because Obama is pushing his agenda. It's like, women tell you what to do because I'm a Nazi. And there's this one guy in Melbourne at a Thai cafe who's an underpaid barista. And he just whipped around and said, like, no, fuck off. Fuck you. And put down the whole thing. Like, holy shit, he's got it. He's right. That is sexual harassment. You can't force someone at work to date their manager. That's sexual harassment. Even if he is a dude and she's a chick. And we would have assumed that his highest priority is getting laid. And it wasn't, because I'm like, dude. And I've explained that as well. I can bust it out. I can jerk off in the shower. Everyone's seen that. That's no secret. That's not, yeah, so yeah, Dagobah system, jerking off in the shower. No, that's not true. That is not true. No. So the Empire, hot on my heels, on Hoth. Well, I was trying to hide out. Like, I don't want attention from fuckheads. But like, we need to find a way in. Now, also, it wasn't just, and that was Captain Neger. That's when he died. So that was my fault. That was my Space Coast. And Admiral Piet, by the way, you're in charge now. Do not fail me, Admiral Piet. That is King Charles, His Majesty, King Charles. That was me. That was my Space Coast. Working with the Empire at the time. What the fuck was that? Oh, yeah, hang on. What the fuck was that? A psycho. Let's go track that guy down. Like Luke Skywalker. I want that ship. So yeah. It's like Han Solo. I want Han Solo, and I want fucking the Millennium Falcon. The fastest ship in the galaxy. And Admiral Oswald was the Queen of England. So my Force Coast, yeah. And so like, because I had an inkling, and I've always been like fairly privacy conscious and security conscious. because I knew that like there's dodgy Andromeda stuff happening, especially in Melbourne. It's fucked. Like, yeah, it's terror state. It's disgusting. And yeah, we've come up too close to the system, and that was like, yeah, I was sort of contacted by the Brits. Like, I knew that the UK was like sniffing around me. I didn't know that it was like necessarily the fucking Queen of England. I didn't know it was the Queen of England. I didn't know it was Obama. I just knew that I was on a radar. I was like, well, I know that like I've taken like actual legal action. Like that's gonna pop. That's on a radar. That's over the line. That's on a radar now. That is on the radar. Yeah. So that's what that was. That was like the Empire closing in on Hoth, closing in on me on Hoth. The Hoth system set course for the Hoth system. That was my Space Ghost sort of like, so, who the fuck was that? I track him down. And King Charles was helping. King Charles was helping my Space Ghost, Mr Tapscott. But yeah, so and then like yeah, so while I was on Dagobah, so driving around my little white car with Tara Bennett, aka Yoda, Han Solo was also on the run from the Empire and hiding out in fucking asteroid fields and shit. Yeah, and then what was it? Yeah, so and then the fight with the fight Cloud City. That was me getting a job at Telstra. So Cloud City is like, it was like where I went up. So I got off Hoth, did my Dagobah stuff, got to Cloud City, and that was me working at Telstra, which is, needless to say, the belly of the beast. That's Cloud City. And that's why like I got to Cloud City, and I was like, no, it's a trap. That was Tara Bennett. They're like, no, it's a trap. Telstra is a fucking trap. And that's where Han Solo, so that Telstra got Han Solo. They froze him in carbonite. I got locked down by the fucking advertising scene. But then Luke Skywalker fighting with Darth Vader, because that like my Space Ghost wanted to catch up with fucking me, Mr Tapscott, Luke Skywalker. And so I faced myself at Telstra. It's like, well, I'll take you on anyway, cunt. And I started doing like I started writing my hectic headlines and stuff. Yeah, and that was after the CV. So I wrote the CV. What part of it was the CV? Where I wrote the fucking thing. I wrote the resume with jokes in it. What part of Star Wars was that? Oh, I'm tired. Okay, Roz is gripped, but he's also recognizing that I'm tired. You get sued by George Lucas. It's like Bob Iger and Disney. It's like, I'm suing you for telling Star Wars. It must have been in there, and there must be like a specific instance. Yes, it's in there. Okay. And it was pre-Hoth, so obviously it wasn't Dagobah. Okay. Was it Han Solo that did it, or Luke Skywalker? It was Han Solo. Okay. Curious. Is that in the worm when he flies in the asteroid field in the worm? No. Before that? Yes. Because it must have been like high profile, right? Yeah, it was like it must have been like a high profile scene in the movie. What was it? Is that where like I attacked walkers? Yeah. Okay, so I took on the walkers. Yeah. Okay, so that's what. Yeah. So Luke Skywalker. That's what that was. So the walkers are approaching. The Imperial walkers. Yeah, on the North Bridge. Oh, kabom. So that and the blue lightsaber. That's me riding. That was like me slashing. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah. So. Where Luke Skywalker fucking uses his blue lightsaber. That was my pen. Slashes open the fucking hatch of the Imperial Walker and throws in the grenade and blows the whole fucking thing up. That was the CV with jokes in it. Yeah, okay. And then after, yeah, that's right. Okay, bang. Yeah, okay, great. So that was the CV with jokes in it. And then, yeah, Tara Bennett was like, fuck. So, holy shit, Luke Skywalker, you've done two things now. Hectic. The Force is strong with you. Let's go. Come to Dagobah. I'll train you. All right. So that's what that was. Yeah, and then Han Solo. Meanwhile, I'm like fucking navigating the Melbourne scene. Princess Leia is there. Yeah, so I didn't know Tara Bennett until like much later, but spiritually she was there in the Millennium Falcon, and that was me booting around the Millennium Falcon. That was me booting around the Starlight, going to music festivals, going to Meredith. That's right. Correct. Okay. Correct. Okay. Cool. And that was Chris Tapscott with C-3PO, and I was me going like, shut him up or shut him down. That's it. Shut the fuck up. Like, yeah. Tara Bennett. This guy. Fuck. Never tell me the odds. That was me saying to Chris Tapscott. Never tell me the odds. Like, yeah, because that's what he's like. He's a coward. Yeah. Gay robots. And then, so I get to Cloud City because after the writing the fucking TV, get to Cloud City. Han Solo gets to Cloud City. Cloud City is Telstra. The job at Telstra. It's like, oh, the city in the clouds. That's where Lando Calrissian in. So I'm Lando as well. So that's why Han Solo morphs into Lando at this point. Right? So Han Solo gets to Cloud City, is frozen. Is abducted by the advertising scene. Frozen in carbonite. Then Lando takes his place in the Millennium Falcon and flies the fuck out of there. So that's me getting power. Because the blacker you are, the more powerful you are, right? Yeah, so that's why. That's because in Telstra, I made an emphasis because I actually did do some good work at Telstra. I did. But that fight, yeah. So me fighting Darth Vader. That was when because obviously, if Tara Bennett's Space Ghost is circling around you in a good way, and Kitty Callahan, her Space Ghost, is circling around you, Ben Kenobi, in a good way, is circling around you. Mr. Tapscott Space Ghost is also circling around you. So, I'm on their radar. Tara Bennett is like talking to Darth, like, yeah, like, oh, he's Wonder Woman. Like, yeah, who the fuck is this guy? Tara Bennett. So I'm training him. I'm on Dagobah with him. He seems cool. You might want to hang out with him. You might want to go check him out yourself. That sounds cool. Kitty Callahan's like, yeah, same. He's one to watch. They're talking to each other. He's one to watch for sure. He's got some skills with the lightsaber. We've seen it. He's impressed us on Dagobah with his driving, and he's listening to music and stuff, and being cool and funny. We've seen it. Mr. Tapscott. Darth Vader. This guy might be worth checking out. And that was the thing, yeah. It was like, there was a great disturbance at the Force. That's what that was. That was that conversation between Darth Vader and the Emperor. There was a great disturbance in the Force. Maybe he should join us. Yeah. That was a conversation, right? You will join us or die, my master. So I got to Cloud City, which is Telstra. And that's where Mr. Tapscott Space Ghost started paying attention. Which is like, oh no, look, it's trapped. I had to face Boss Daddy. I had to face Darth Vader. Mr. Tapscott Space Ghost. And that's where I still did some good work. I had to have a sword fight with myself. So I did with my pen, which was my lightsaber, my blue lightsaber. Got my hand cut off. Kabang! Darth Vader was like, ah. That's him. That's to represent like me, because I fucking wrote my hands down to the knuckles, down to the bone, writing. Yeah, and if you remember me telling me, like, this is Kitty Callahan coaching me. He's like, yeah, you said you were going to be a writer. Yeah, have you written anything today, motherfucker? Yeah, so that was me getting my hand cut off. The blue lightsaber disappeared down into Cloud City, down into the abyss. And then, yeah, he's like, join the dark side. Oh, I'm your father. It's like, no, fuck you. And jumped. I got the fuck out of there. Yeah, I did. Yeah. And also during that fight, that was dancing. Me dancing at Meredith. That sword fight was both me writing cool stuff at Telstra That was Han Solo being encased in carbonite because the advertising scene is represented there by Boba Fett. Boba Fett had turned up on behalf of Auntie Meredith, who is Jabba the Hutt. It's the music scene to reclaim the debt. Like, he owes us money, so let's freeze him in carbonite. Or he owes us something. Let's freeze the cool white guy, Han Solo, in carbonite. To take him back to give him back to Auntie Meredith to like enslave him in that fucking dog shit scene. Where Luke Skywalker is still like, no, I'll put up a fight against you, Darth Vader. I don't give a shit. I'll fight you. And yeah, my space ghost met me, and he was like, well, the Force is strong with you, Mr. Tapscott, Nick Tapscott, but you're not a Jedi yet. And so I was like, well, I'll train you up. Let's see what you got on the keyboard, bitch. And so I was like doing heaps of writing and stuff, and my space ghost was there going like, you can do better than that, cunt. It's like, all right. So I did some cool headlines and stuff. Did some good work at Telstra. And that was the sword fight. And then the dancing thing, that was like that's when the fight got really fucking hectic. The dancing. And that was me dancing at the music festival. And then that's when Mr. Tapscott was like, all right, yeah, you're you. I'm your father. That's what that was. Yeah, so that was Mr. After the fighting, me dancing at Meredith. Right at the end of that fight, what happens? Darth Vader cuts his hand off. That was the writing at Telstra. It's like, fuck this guy. He's putting up a fight. Cuts his hand off. That's the writing. And then, like, yeah, the dancing at Meredith. So that's sort of like woven in together. So the writing at Telstra and the dancing, that's that. And then Darth Vader's like, cuts my hand off. And then goes, I'm your father. And that was my space ghost recognizing me. After Chara Bennett, Yoda. Because they all know it, like, obviously, like in Star Wars, they're all connected to the Force. It's the Force, they're all like, yeah, and the Emperor is watching as well. That's Chara Bennett, yeah. And Kitty Callahan is also there. So that's what that was. That was me working in Telstra, doing good work. I broke a record. There's like an MPS record at Telstra. They're like, your job is to get the best net promoter score. So when you put a headline on the Telstra website, it's measured by net promoter score. So it's like, do you like this line? Basically, there's a little survey that pops up. And I wrote a thing that like smashed it. Like the highest score ever was 29. And I put a thing on the fucking front page that got it up to like 33. Bang! Bang! It fucked it up. Yeah, Telstra. Yeah, and Telstra's like, fuck, what? This cunt walks in out of nowhere. And that's why they've got such a bug up their ass, by the way. Fuck you, Telstra. This cunt turns up hungover, takes heaps of fucking drugs on the way and shit. Smells bad, probably. Doesn't want kids, or doesn't care about, doesn't openly talk about angling for kids. And, breaks out record. Fuck. So I get my hand cut off. I was like, fuck, my hand cuts my hand off. Yeah. So I'm your father. I figured it out. Mr. Tapscott. The Force Ghost, Darth Vader. It's like, okay, you're me. That's what that was. I am your father equals Mr. Tapscott, you are me. I get it. Like, I know who you are, right? That's who you are. I'm your father. You're Darth Vader's son. Nick Tapscott is Nick Tapscott. Nick Tapscott is Mr. Tapscott. That's what that was. I recognize this guy. Fuck. But that's what I did. I was like, oh, what the fuck? What? Like, they hadn't swooped in and said it, but I'd kind of go like, well, hang on. I'm a famous writer now in Melbourne. This is what I did in real life. I'm a famous writer now. I'm a famous dancer now. I'm dancing. And everyone's like, who the fuck is this guy? And I've spoken about that on this podcast. So I've done the fucking blown up the Death Star, which is taking legal action at the cafe. I put the CV with jokes in it, which is win the Battle of Hoth and get the fuck out, right? And now I've fought Darth Vader in Cloud City got my hand cut off and survived. I've walked away. And Darth Vader's like, and they're already talking, going like, the Force is strong with this guy, let's keep an eye on him. I've swooped in, and I'll check him out. Come in and go like, all right, right stuff then. And I've gotten on the dance floor, and I was like, fuck this guy, fuck. Yeah, I'm your father. And then in real life, I'm going, oh fuck, all this shit has made me really famous. I'm going to move to Sydney, and that's me jumping. I'm like, no, I don't give a shit. No, I don't. Yeah, and yeah, because that's what I did. That's sort of what I did. I was like, no, it's not true. Like, what? I'm just some guy. Fuck. No, I'm just some guy. What the fuck are you talking about? I just want to be a copywriter. Make enough money to get some beer so I can go to the pub on the weekend and get like meet turbo babes. That's what I want. Not gods. I just want to meet cool girls, nice girls. Nice lady. I want to meet a nice lady like Tara. That's what I want. That's what I want. I don't want to be the fucking dancing pro. I don't want to be like Dancing with the Stars guy. I don't want to be fucking like even a famous writer. I don't want to be famous. Because I know shit like this is going to happen. Like I'll get nerds and goons and have to deal with fucking assassination attempts and shit. Because just like Han Solo, I had fucking Jabba the Hutt bounty hunters on my tail, you know. So I was like, nah, fuck that. And I jumped. And that's me like dipping from Melbourne. It's like, nah, fuck that. I don't want to be famous. And I was like, I was at the top. I'd like taken over Meredith Music Festival. I'd taken over the writing scene in Melbourne. At the everyone was like, who the fuck is that? He smashed that Telstra record. He's a sick copywriter. And I'd blown up the desktop. And then like I had all those achievements on my belt, and I'm like, nah, I'm moving to Sydney. And it fucked everyone up. I was like, what? Why? But you're famous in Melbourne. And that's why they were constantly hassling me to move back to Melbourne. I'm like, no, I don't want to be famous. I just want a good salary. I just want a good salary. And then I can use that salary to meet a nice lady. I don't want to be famous. I don't want any of this other shit. I don't. I really don't. And that was all in the letter to Meredith as well. That's like, I go dancing like what once a year. I go dancing once a year. I don't want to be famous for that. I can't monetize that. What the fuck is that? Yeah. So that was me jumping. And then what happens is at the bottom, I'll land on that antenna, and I go, Leia, hear me, like yeah. And I'm like, and then look, and that's me, sort of like in between all that. Yeah, so Gaia is still in there, and she's heard about the sword fight. Yeah, she's like, fuck that's the guy. And so we're now in close contact. All three of us, we're in close contact because they know who I am now. I'm Darth Vader's son. I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm Mr Tapscott. You're watching No Pictures of a Murder podcast by Mr Tapscott. I'm Mr Tapscott. That's what they said. Except for the No Pictures of the Bird part. They didn't say that part. But they said, that's Mr Tapscott. Fuck. That's who that is. And so, yeah, me landing on that antenna with my hand cut off. I'm like, Leia. And then Gaia heard my prayers. That's what it was. Heard the prayers. So, all right, I'll get you out of it. Don't worry. Yeah. And then she kind of helped me. She helped me in Sydney. That's what that was. Sorry to kill you. So, all right, this guy. Yeah. So that is how I fit in to Empire Strikes Back. How are we doing? Do you want to do Return of the Jedi next? I'm like, yeah, why the fuck not? That's what to call this episode. Should we? 6:22. How are we doing? What do you reckon, Roz? Should I? Yeah, it's like, Mr. Tapscott, you have incredible momentum right now. Please do not stop. Okay. You know, I'm going to put the kettle on. All right. Is that all right? Yeah. He's like, do that. Yeah. Yeah. That's all. Realizing things. When you're 2 hours into a podcast and you need a quick picker-upper, realizing things. The official beverage of No Pictures of a Bird, a podcast by Mr. Tapscott. I'm Mr. Tapscott. You're watching No Pictures of a Bird, a podcast by Mr. Tapscott. I'm Mr. Tapscott. something chimney to do. Yeah, anyway. Telling the story of how Mr. Tapscott fits in to Star Wars. Ooh, I tell you. What do you reckon, Tim? How you doing? Tara Bennett. You're smashing it, Mr. Tapscott. Thank you. Kitty Callahan, are you happy with how you're being represented in this story? She's like, yeah. Yeah. And yeah, right at the end of Empire Strikes Back, like, Ben, why didn't you tell me that was me? I'm like, Kitty said something. Kitty. She's like, you told yourself. I didn't say shit. all right, fair enough. But yeah, so at the end of Empire, you notice like it's Lando flying away with Leia. So it's Lando and Leia flying away in the Millennium Falcon. So that's to represent me. Han Solo, the old me, the young me in Melbourne, the young man in Melbourne with the gun. That guy was encased in carbonite by Melbourne's music scene. But in his place was Lando Calrissian. And that's to symbolize that before I worked at Telstra, before I was in Cloud City, I didn't have much power. And when I left Cloud City, I did have power. When I left Telstra, I did have some power. I had some influence because I had like a portfolio, I had a website. People are like, okay, this guy can write. He's got a CV with jokes in it. He's done some work at Telstra. He's capable of holding down a job for at least 6 months, at least. So yeah, that was and I kind of went like, oh fucking. The entire event, I was like, all right, this guy, like, fuck this guy, this is the guy. Yeah, just like the Emperor and Darth Vader were like, fuck, like the son of Skywalker, huh? She's like, yeah, the son of Skywalker, fuck. He needs to join us. She's like, yeah, I say that's what I was saying to you. And Mr. Tapscott, he will join us or die. I must have. Yeah. Yeah, but Leia also the light side of Tara Bennett over there next to the light. It's Princess Leia, and she's like, "Well, okay, no, I've been hanging out with him on Dagobah. No, he's got some skills. I've been training him to be mindful and stuff. Look, and be cool." And nice and calm under pressure, and not fly off the fucking handle, and not get angry like much anger in him. Yeah, she'd clamp that down. Yeah, that's right. She did. Yeah. Kitty kind of helped. It's like I was angry too once. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I'm fiery. Yeah, he's fiery. I'm fiery. So, oh yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, all right, yeah, that's all right. We can work on it. Cool. But they also knew, and then now Tara Bennett is saying, please point this out, that if it was knowing that it was indeed true, that Luke Skywalker was the son of Darth Vader, that Mr. Tapscott was Mr. Tapscott, we need to clamp down on that fucking anger. Because Mr. Tapscott, if Darth Vader fucking loses his temper constantly, what happens? Yeah, Darth Vader needs to, because he's a big bloke. He's a big fat guy. He's like, oh, whoops, I accidentally force choked someone. Yeah, it's like, yeah, dang. Yeah. It's like, excuse me, do you have the time? Like, and their head explodes. Like, they get a blood nose. Yeah, no, I didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to know what the time was. You know. So yeah, Tara Bennett was like, well, if this guy is this guy, if Mr. Tapscott's Mr. Tapscott, we better clamp down on that fucking anger shit. Because if he loses his fucking temper and he's as powerful as Darth Vader, which is his destiny, better watch out. Because if he flips out, he'll just go like, and the whole universe will go and explode and die. Yeah, true story. Ominous. No, I wouldn't do that. Would I? Have I ever done that, Mr. Tapscott? Apparently, I have. We'll talk more about that later. Anyway, don't let koalas go extinct. I've said that. Don't let koalas go fucking extinct. Because if she gets pissed off, that's what will trigger me. If the Emperor orders me, he's like, I'm angry. I told you to wait on the command vessel, my friend. You know, if she goes like, my master. If the Emperor orders Darth Vader to fucking, it's like, use the Death Star to explode a planet, please, Darth Vader. Well, if you say so, my master. I'll fucking do it. Yeah. Anyway, now that everyone's terrified. So, but Han Solo was encased in carbonite. The cool guy. The cool festival guy. That's who Aldous Harding knows. Aldous Harding. Was Aldous Harding? No. Okay, so I'm now being told that Aldous Harding is not in Star Wars. And she's now saying she doesn't give a shit because that's nerd stuff. Mr. Tapscott, you fucking nerd. Fair enough. She's like, this shit won't get you laid at the music festival. Talk about Star Wars. True. She's right. Well, don't tell Tara. She'll dump me. So yeah, Tara, Star Wars. Don't get it. Anyway. Han Solo, the cool guy who Aldous Harding fell in love with at the music festival. She's like, Han Solo / Luke Skywalker. I've seen Luke Skywalker fight Darth Vader like dancing, like fighting. The Force is indeed strong with this one. Yeah, but Han Solo had been enslaved by Auntie Meredith, who is Jabba the Hutt. Jabba the Hutt is Auntie Meredith. Jabba's Palace is Meredith Music Festival. And that's why, like they trashed it. Like the new version is shit. The old version, like the original version, was actually like quiet, and that's that original scene. I don't know if it's still in it, but maybe they just changed the song. But the original music number was like kind of dark, and had that blue elephant. It was like playing the keyboard and stuff. Yeah, that wasn't me, but that's sort of like the scene. That's sort of representative of like Auntie Meredith. There's a bunch of weird aliens in there, and yeah, she enslaved. That's like she's got Princess Leia on the chain. Darth Vader's got Princess Leia on the chain, and then so not literally, but spiritually. So that's kind of what is pissing off like Space Ghost Tara Bennett. That's Tara Bennett. Because Melbourne, they're like, no, fuck off, God. We're gonna enslave people. We're gonna be the Andromeda. We're gonna underpay people. We're gonna murder people. So they're like, fuck you, God. Basically, that's Melbourne. That's what Melbourne's done. Fuck you, God. By being murderous, like by setting up death camps for Kuris. And just generally being fucking assholes. Like Tara Bennett has never said, like, don't have cool parties and have music festivals. That's not what she's saying. She's saying like, don't be a fucking gangster bitch who murders people. That's what she's saying. And so yeah, so Auntie Meredith is like, fuck you, God, and enslaved Tara Bennett, right? Because Tara Bennett got captured. She went in there, tried to go in there in disguise, like, I'm just one of the crown. I'm God. Not literally, not the earthly Tara Bennett, but God was kind of in there, and that's when I was in there. But the light side, like Meredith used to be a cool party. And then it's like turned to shit and it got fucking disgusting and fuckwits were in there and people murdering each other with cyanide and shit like that. And that's what that sort of, and that's the Pictures of a Bird. That is Pictures of a Bird. Because that's like they've taken a bird, it's like, oh, the bird. That's representative of Mother Nature. And now they've hijacked that. That's exactly what it is. Okay, yeah, that's it. They've taken, Pictures of a Bird is pretending. That's why Tara fucking hates it so much. That's why Tara fucking hates Pictures of a Bird. That's why I hate Pictures of a Bird. Because it's like, you're assholes, but you're trying to impersonate Mother Nature. You're like, in her name, you're like, oh, but it's a picture of a bird. I'm going to wear a pretty dress with flowers on it. But at the same time, then you're going to go home. Like you do that shit like you fucking care. Like you care about not being a cunt. And then even though you've got a picture of a bird in your shop, or you work in an art gallery with cool art in there, that is like, well, that's all I have to do. It doesn't matter if I go home and murder my neighbors. And that's what's pissing me off. So that's what Auntie Meredith, like Pictures of a Bird. The picture was like, I'll use images of nature and pretend I'm cool, and this is the will of fucking Tara Bennett, the god, Mother Nature, the spirit mother, and fucking Sylvia Jeffries, the god of raves, and it's not. Oh no, because they're assholes. They murder people. So that's Jabba's palace. That's Tara Bennett is on the chain. That's Pictures of a Bird. That Pictures of a Bird is Tara Bennett fucking on a chain. You've enslaved Tara Bennett when you've done that. Pictures of a Bird. That's why I'm fucking angry. Like, you can't fucking enslave. You can't fucking enslave Tara. You can't enslave Mr Tapscott. You can't enslave. Don't take the fucking Pictures of a Bird out. You can't, like, pretending to be her. Fuck you. Like she's giving you permission. Like she's like, Tara's down for this. Tara's down for slavery. So, no. This isn't me. I'm not murder Chinese people. That's not me. That's not Tara Bennett. That's not the spirit mother. Fuck you, narrator. Yeah, like, what is all this Yakuza shit? Fuck off. Like, yeah, fuck you, narrator. Yeah. That's Tara. So, yeah. Jabba's palace. Auntie Meredith is Jabba. Boba Fett is Aunt Keo. Who he captured. So, Boba Fett captured Mr. Tapscott, Han Solo. They encased him in carbonite. It's like, he belongs to me now. I'll sell him to Auntie Meredith. And they've got me in there. And Princess Leia's going to, like, Tara Bennett's going in there. So I'll help him. I'll go get in there to save him. And got captured. So, hey, like, can you guys please be nice to Mr. Tapscott? That's what that represents. Can you please be nice to Mr. Tapscott? He's holding a thermal detonator. Because she will. She went low-key said, like, I will blow you up if you don't fucking stop being pricks. But instead she got captured and enslaved. Trying to save Han Solo. Han Solo was me. I got thrown in jail, right? Yeah. For being cool at dancing and then telling him to get fucked. Yeah, so Princess Leia's there on the chain. Auntie Meredith is Jabba the Hutt. All the weird aliens, that's like the fucking Melbourne undrunk got a cunt scene. All those losers, that techno disgusting fucking Melbourne. There's all the weird aliens in Melbourne, basically. James McGrath is the guy with the, like, what's his name? Marcus Clarkson. You know, the guy with the fucking shit around his neck. So Bib Fortuna. Yeah, that's it. That's James McGrath, because he's sort of like subservient to Auntie Meredith. And then Luke Skywalker turns up, because like I dipped out of that scene. Like the dark side, like Luke Skywalker sort of disappeared, like after getting his hand cut off. You don't really see him. You know Han Solo's been captured. You know Chewie's been captured. You know Lando's in there undercover. You know Tyra Bennett's been enslaved. But Mr Tapscott, Luke Skywalker, the bad he's now, no, he's grown up a bit because he's had his hand cut off. He's had it replaced. He's got a robot hand now. He's a bit more powerful. He's kind of on his way. Like now, I know you've spoken about this masterclass. He's halfway to the dark side. Darth Vader is full dark side. Luke Skywalker, Mr. Tapscott, is only kind of on the way there. Right? And he doesn't have a blue lightsaber anymore. He's got a green one. Black and green. I've mentioned that. Look, just like this. Luke Skywalker's lightsaber from Return of the Jedi. That's it. That's what that is. That was very smooth. You didn't see it. It was off camera. But I went, yeah. So I'm sure you did. Yeah. So I turned up. Me rocking up. Luke Skywalker turning up to Jabba's palace. That's so because I dipped. I dipped from that scene. I was like, no, this is getting weird. It got weird. And then one thing that happened, I went down there. And like this is what was in the letter to Meredith. All of this shit was in the letter to Meredith. The letter to Meredith is Luke Skywalker turning up to rescue his friends. And he said, like, I'll give you this gift, these two droids. That's me, sort of like, that's to sort of represent Chris and Leia Tapscott being captured by those Melbourne fucking assholes. Because that's what James McGrath did. Telstra, James McGrath, those fucking losers, they're the ones going behind my back in real life. Going, get Nick Tapscott to stop drinking beer and have kids and work in Telstra. Which, as we know, as I've said, James McGrath eventually had some very dark fucking associations to the death of my mother. Fuck that guy, basically. So the letter to Meredith that's the events detailed in the letter to Meredith. That's Luke Skywalker turning up to Jabba's palace and going, look, I'm actually quite powerful. Because I hadn't been like Space Ghost hadn't swooped in and gone like you're you just yet, but I knew how to throw my weight around if I needed to. So I've got powers. I do have powers. I've demonstrated them. I knew, like, I had confidence then. So yeah, it's like my strength with the Force. I was getting stronger in the Force. I was getting a bit older. I knew, like, I'd successfully litigated people single-handedly. I didn't need a lawyer to do that. I'd done that. Blew up the Death Star. I'd been inside Telstra and like cracked them, like I'd like broken a fucking record at Telstra. I had an income, I had money. I was like doing okay in the advertising scene in Sydney. Like I was earning. So yeah, I kind of turned up to Jabba's palace. I am actually quite powerful. You need to release the cool version of me, which is Han Solo. Otherwise, I'm gonna fuck you up. And I use like my sneaky like Jedi mind tricks, and that's true. The Jedi mind tricks in and I'll explain this as well right now. The Jedi mind tricks that are detailed in in Star Wars, I've done those. I did do those. I did those in Melbourne. So, and this is what that's based on, right? So, like, I was trying to get meetings in advertising agencies, and I did this in Melbourne. I was doing this in Melbourne. I was trying to get meetings in advertising agencies, and I knew if you turn up to a advertising agency, so excuse me, creative director, say, can I actually talk to you, try and get a job? They'll go like fuck off, because they're a couple of reasons. Number one, they're very busy. Number two, they're assholes. It's like the creative thing, especially in that era. Like, me, talk to you. How many awards do you have? You didn't even have 10 million can't lines. I'm not going to talk to you. But really, they just can't, like, fucking wankers, whatever. And so I realized that if you turn up to an advertising agency and instead of saying, can I please talk to this creative director? So for argument's sake, I'll say James McGrath. Can I please talk to James McGrath? They'll go, no. Do you have an appointment? You go, no. They go, fucking no. But if you turn up to an advertising agency and you say, I'm here to see James McGrath, you don't necessarily say he doesn't know you're coming. But you say that. So I'm here to see James McGrath. They'll go, oh, okay. And with enough confidence, they'll assume that you've got an appointment and you're a very busy person. Excuse me, you better make this happen. And like 7 out of 10 times, I go, oh, okay. Your meeting's here. And like, what the fuck? Who? What? I don't have a meeting. Nick Tapscott. What? And like 7 out of 10, I've used that. Like 7 out of 10 times it worked. I'm like, I'm here to see this guy. Michael Keane or whatever the fuck. I can't remember their names. Rob. I'm here to see Rob Beamish. Oh, Damien Classens. I did it with him. Yeah. I'm here to see Damien Classens. Like, oh, okay. I'll just get him. And then they turn us up. Yeah, and it worked on them. It works on them. And they realize that they've been done by a fucking Jedi mind trick. I had one guy on the fucking phone. Oh, okay. Oh, he's not in. I'll just call him for you. Right. Okay. Okay. And he's like, oh, yeah. What? Do I have a meeting with you? Do I have an appointment with you? It's like, oh, no. And like, why am I talking to you? So, I just wanted to ask him for a job. And I heard him realize, oh, wait, what the fuck? Because he tweaked the wording. Mr. Tapscott, Nick Tapscott tweaked the wording slightly and it got him through the door and into a meeting. He's like, oh, fuck, that's very clever. That really is. And it got me like a bit of attention. So that's the Jedi mind trick. I use that. Where I turned out to Jabba's palace, it's like, you would take me to Jabba now. I will take you to Jabba now. That worked. That works. That actually worked. True story. Yeah. And then like the good morning guards, like I forced choke them because I had a bit of power. It's like fuck off. I can do that. I could do that at that stage. It's like that's just senior goons trying to get in my way. It's like, I'm a raver. Who are you? I'm cool. Fuck you. Get out of the way. Like that's what that was. So yeah, I went into the belly of the beast. Now, while I was in there, Auntie Meredith did have a few tricks up her sleeve of her own, and I had to fight my way out. I had to fight my way out. And so there was one bit in there where, and I'm kind of like, at the same time, I'm navigating and they're all kind of connected, the Sydney advertising scene. So I'm there standing in front of Auntie Meredith, making demands. It's like, look, you're going to let my friend Han Solo go, which is me. I was like, you're going to let me fucking go, right? And she's like, no. I'm like, Master Luke, you're standing on it. Oh! And then like, come on. And then like I'm in that Rancor pit. Now, me falling into that Rancor pit, that's me getting a job at an advertising agency in Sydney where the CEO was a fucking bitch. That's what that is. That's what that is. And I made it out. Like I escaped. Yeah, I did manage to beat the Rancor, but it like gave me a run for my money. And that was Spark 44, Sydney. Like I was in there, like in the belly, in the fucking advertising agency. And it was like, it's a giant monster. Fuck. Yeah. And I got out. Like, you know, got a few fucking cuts and bruises, but I made it out. Like I got out. Like it wasn't like so like it was not like my fight on Hoth. It wasn't as smooth and easy as fucking destroying the Death Star or cutting off the bear's arm in the snow cave. But I did get out of it. I won the fight. I did win. I won. I got in there. I worked with them for 6 months. And they were cunts, basically. They were bitches. And I faced them and like, I can fought them off. Didn't have my lightsaber that time. I didn't take any legal action. So that's why my lightsaber didn't come out. That's why the lightsaber didn't come out. When I fought the Rancor. That's the Rancor. That was a big CEO, the creative director. Now, most recently featured in one of James McGrath's goons, basically. That's who that was. So if you've seen the Telstra ad with Steve Buscemi, and he's kind of like depicting James McGrath. And then there's one yellow-faced, it's like a yellow-faced alien. He's got black hair. He's got like a black polka. That's supposed to be the Rancor. That's Jasmine Badir. I can say that. Lawyers, yeah. That's representative Jasmine Badir, who was the CEO of the advertising agency Spark 44 when I was working on Jaguar Land Rover. And she's a bitch, and she hates me. Yeah, and so she was the Rancor. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I took her on. I didn't use my sword that time. Like, I didn't take any legal action. But I got the fuck out. And so that's me, like, running the fuck away and slamming the door behind me. And then she goes, like, coming after me. And I was like, no, fuck up. Running the fuck. Like, yeah. I still got fired. Like, it was shit. But, you know, I made it. I survived. I got out. And then after that, and yeah, that's right. I went to get my gun. Like I used the force to grab someone else's gun, and I pointed it. And they're like, no, I couldn't mouth off. That's what that means. It's like because Han Solo, like in the canteen, he's like, oh, what's that over there? Kabang! Like, yeah. But they're like, we know you can mouth off Nick Tapscott. So you're going to try and pull a gun, and if you do, we'll grab you and we'll like wrestle it away, and you'll end up like fucking. You have to fight them by hand. You have to fight it with your hands. That's what that is. So I did. And then, yeah. No, Artist Harding, you are in fucking Star Wars. You tell a lie, young lady. You are in Star Wars. And she's like, I stand corrected, Mr. Tapscott. I stand corrected. Because there is one scene coming up. Featuring Aldous Harding. Aldous Harding, in this particular part of Return of the Jedi, has Aldous Harding in it. And Aldous Harding is R2-D2. So, Jabba's sail barge. Right? So, Auntie Meredith has now captured all of us. She's captured Tara Bennett, Princess Leia. She's got her on a chain. She's captured Mr. Tapscott, a.k.a. Luke Skywalker. Han Solo can't see, like, he's blind because he's been frozen in carbide. He's like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't realize that how bad these fuckheads were. That's what that means. That's what that's a reference to. So I can't see. Lando's in there undercover. He's like, yeah, I'm powerful, but I'm pretending not to be powerful. Chewie's in there. Chewie represents, like, just my Melbourne friends, like a couple of cool people who are very cool. Shout out. Alfonso. Fonz Rivera. He's a cool guy. People know Fonz, like, yeah, that guy rules. Woo! Jedi. He's a Jedi Master. He is now. Jedi Master. One thing I will address extraordinarily quickly, just very quickly, is the other day I promoted Bill Burr, Rich Evans, and Mike Verclasser to Jedi Grandmaster. And some people were like, does that mean, because the Turbo Babes are only Masters, Jedi Masters, does that mean they ain't outrank the Turbo Babes? And I'm like, no, that's not, no. Whatever rank I give any Earth, whatever rank you were promoted to here on Earth, you can't outrank the Turbo Babes. They are the Force. That's what they are. Yeah. So I'm like, the Force can choose any Jedis. The Force can come to you. That's fine at any time. That's what that is. Turbo Babes are the Force. So when you're training to be a Jedi, that's what you're doing. It's like, how do you talk to Turbo Babe? Like, how do you? And I will talk about this more in greater detail. How do I communicate with Turbo Babe? Because there is like an art to it. Like, it's not as straightforward as you think. Like, I don't necessarily, like, Tara Bennett doesn't necessarily like write me letters, but it took like a lot of practice. You know, that's what the Jedi training is. It's like, how do you hear from me? How do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? You know, that's what that is. So at any point, the Force, who we are, the Turbo Babes are the Force. At any point, if they like tap you on the shoulder and go, "We think you're fucking cool," they can promote anyone they want. That's the Force can choose. The Force can choose a Jedi. Easy, done. So whoever you are, yeah, the Force, the Turbo Babes are the Force. They'll outrank you. Right? Doesn't matter what rank I give you. The Force will outrank you. Right? You're whatever rank of Jedi you are, you're always a servant to the Force. That's what that means. Anyway, in this scene, so that and I'm on the sail barge. And I'm still confident. I'm like, nah, fuck you, Auntie Meredith. Yeah, and I was like that. I was cocky. I was like, nah, you don't have long. I will fuck you up. I will. I'm going to play along. I'm going to pretend. You haven't seen shit yet, bitch. I'll pretend you've got me. You're about to throw me to the fucking Sarlacc. Sarlacc, by the way, synonymous with the Sandworms in June. Written by Kitty Callahan. Kitty Callahan wrote June. True story. Well, it used the Force to inspire June. So, Sandworm in June equals Sarlacc. Which is why Aldous Harding quoted it to me during my life judgment of myself. Yeah. That's like, we're going to throw you to the power. Like, so, yeah. Sandworms are representative of, like, look, if you go anywhere, if you go to the desert and you make too much noise, eventually something very powerful is going to come up and, like, grab you. That's what that means. So, yeah, Auntie Meredith is like, haha, I've got you captive, Luke Skywalker, a.k.a. Nick Tapscott. And I'm going to feed you to the power. I'm going to feed you to Joe Biden. I'm going to feed you to Obama. That's what that is. In that scene, Obama is the Sarlacc. Because that's, like I've said on these podcasts, it's like the Obama goons. And I was targeted, and I swear there was like a bit of Havana syndrome in there and everything. So that's what that was. Tara Bennett was still in there. Right? But she was across the planet. She knew and she's like, Auntie Meredith, who the fuck is this bitch? I'm busting on her arm. Yeah. Aldous Harding is R2-D2 because she's on the sail barge. She's been enslaved by Auntie Meredith. So Auntie Meredith doesn't realize R2-D2 is fucking Aldous Harding. Like, yeah, because this is so if you look at Aldous Harding's career, she didn't actually she started releasing records properly until it wasn't until after. Well, it was slightly after I Shred the D Floor. So in the timeline on Earth, I Smashed the D Floor on 2012, 2013. That's when Aldous Harding was like, who the fuck is that guy? And saw me. And then after that, she started releasing records and became Aldous Harding, Yeah. She was accomplished, but not super accomplished. And so that's the thing. She was sort of undercover on the Master's sail barge. She was serving drinks. And that's what that means. It's like Auntie Meredith didn't know who the fuck she was talking to. Auntie Meredith was like, oh, you're just some robot who's going to serve drinks for me. You're cute, but who gives a shit? She didn't realize it. It's like, no, I've actually got inside me is a lightsaber, and I'm going to fuck you up. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. Yeah. So, with that, I was like, last chance, because I was confident. I was like, no, Auntie Meredith, who gives a fuck? You're in music festival. Who fucking cares? Free us or die. Free us or die. Because I haven't really used my powers yet. All right, I've got tricks up my sleeve. I mean, fucking telling you, cunts. Like, yeah, that's what that was. So they're like, all right, push them in. And they're like, just about to feed me. And then at the last second, I was like, oh, how about this? I'll use the Force. And that's all in the letter to Meredith. That's all in the letter to Meredith. That's when I and I did the same thing. It was like a reference in the letter to Meredith. So I chewed off the leg that was caught in the teeth of the trap. And again, that's the scorched earth policy. So I was like, well, we're going to cockblock you in the music festival. It's like, well, I'm going to be a cunt at the music festival and cockblock myself. How about that? And that wasn't the joke, because I wasn't laughing. There was no jokes. I was just like, no, fuck you. That was a Terminator. Because I just went, all right. And then that's when, because I used the Force. I did. Tara Bennett and Kitty Callahan were there at that festival. And they knew who I was. They hadn't told me explicitly. Like, you're fucking with Mr Tapscott. That is a bad idea. You're going to make him angry, and that is a bad idea. That is a bad idea. So I danced around that in the letter to Meredith. I just said, I chewed off the leg that was caught in the teeth of the trap. That's all I say about it. But what actually happened was, on the ground, I got jabbed a couple of times. It's like I had that bitch come up and stick her eyes in my crotch. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then she ran off. I was like, I can't. So what? And then other girls are going, yeah, right, here, and whispers and yeah, it's, and the Havana syndrome, they were talking to me, and I once the split second I realized what was going on, I was like, I frosted over, and I was like, oh, and I got angry, and then my Force powers kicked in because Kitty Callahan and Tara Bennett were there. I was like, well, by all means, Mr. Tapscott, fuck these motherfuckers. Because Tara Bennett was enslaved. They had a chain around her neck. And Kitty Callahan was like, well, I'm not necessarily in this scene, but you'd be fucking with Mr. Tapscott. I know who Mr. Tapscott is. If you've made him angry, Mr. Tapscott. And she was like, go fuck them up. Because, everyone knows Ben Kenobi. Ben Kenobi isn't afraid to cut people's arms off if you piss off, if you try to fuck around with Luke Skywalker. It's like, this little one's not worth the effort. He's like, Ben Kenobi's like, nah, get in there, fuck him. I'll show you how to fucking fight him. And so I just staunched the shit out of like eight or 9 different people, and I picked them like it's like, okay, who's that? And I knew I didn't know who they were specifically, but I knew that they were important to the scene. I knew they were connected to Auntie Meredith. And so that was me. It was like, and I systematically went like, all right, that hot chick, that super hot chick who I know is connected to Auntie Meredith. And I flirted with them to the point that they were keen, and then I just went like, nah, fuck you, and moved on to the next one. So I just went like, kabang, 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 kabang. Seduced, just using iPad, just staring at them, just looking at them, being console, being you keen, baby. Give me the wink, and then they go, and then as soon as they were keen, I'm like, nah, fuck you. Go to the next one, and they're like, I smashed their hearts, I ripped their hearts out of their chest. I didn't touch them physically, but it's just like, yeah, and eyeball them. And as soon as they were keen, I was like, nah, not good enough, fuck you. And ripped their hearts out of their chests, and then moved on to the next one. I'm fucking you. Seduced, I fucked and seduced. But eight or 9 super hot girls who are all connected to Auntie Meredith, and that was me saying, "Fuck you." This whole time, I've been able to seduce you. This whole time, at Meredith, I have had the capability to seduce any of you. I can do that. I've been toying with you, you fucktards, because I know this is what I was sort of anticipating. You've shown your true, because I suspected that you've got true colors, motherfuckers. You have ulterior motive, you have nefarious intentions, and that is to push me into the Sarlacc pit so I get eaten by the Sarlacc. Instead of that, how about this? Yeah, and Aldous Harding is like, represented here by Kitty Kynes. He's like, Mr. Tapscott here, come on, that guy's fucking awesome. And that was my lightsaber, shooting off the sailbarge, and me going, yeah, bang, yeah, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's what that was. Yeah, so that's what happened in real life. And I just went nah, target acquired, and as soon as I came, nah, and then go to the next one. Target acquired. As soon as I came, nah, go on to the next one. And then leave a trail of destruction in my wake. I'm just and then just dipped. The rest of the festival was like, fuck you. Fuck you. And then that's all in the letter to Meredith. Just that specific part, I edited out where I did that. And then the rest of it says, the rest of the festival was a bit of a blur. Some people were cunts, some people weren't. I gave a lot of people heaps of attitude and then just fucked off. That's what that was. Yeah, so that's what happened in real life. But that was me taking down the sailbarge. And then the letter to Meredith was me saying to Tara Bennett had freed herself. She's like, fuck this Auntie Meredith bitch. With the aid of Aldous Harding, who was R2D2. Yeah, in that particular scene, that was Aldous Harding. Because Aldous Harding was in there going fuck Auntie. Mr. Tapscott is cool. Auntie Meredith is a dumb bitch. Yeah, and she's now Aldous Harding. So yeah, because she heard about it. She heard that I was and they were like, oh, he's saying it was me. Like, you shouldn't have provoked him. He knew what he would do. You knew what he does. You know what he does, and you provoked him, and that's the reaction. You should have anticipated that. That's what she said. So that was her going I'm empowering you. Here's your green lightsaber, Mr. Tapscott. She's like, thank you. Yeah. And then she's like, yeah, and also your pictures of a bird bullshit is was it disingenuous? Yeah, you have a disingenuous because exactly. It's like you've got all those pictures of a bird shit like you care, but you're actually a fucking terrible bitch. So how dare you pretend to Mary Mother of God when we know you're actually fucking horrible people. So that's R2D2 busting the chain for Princess Leia. She did that. Aldous Harding was in there going no, fuck you. I agree with Nick Tapscott. Nick Tapscott's cool. You're fucked. And then me and Tara Bennett, Like, get the gun, point it at the deck. That was the letter to Meredith. So after I'd done that, so that scene was sort of like two Merediths. That was like all through. I mouthed off about Meredith to see what would happen. Next Meredith I turn up, and that's in the letter to Meredith. Next Meredith I turn up, did that, and then that's me going. And then the letter to Meredith was, get the gun, point it at the deck, point it at the deck, get the gun. So I used Auntie Meredith, the Sail Barge, which is Meredith's Music Festival. I used their own gun to destroy them. And that was the letter to Meredith, because I've said that before as well. So I recognized that there was a network there where they gossip. And so I was like, well, I'm going to use that against them. That's a medium. I can use that. That's media. I can use that. So I'll send a letter to one of them and say, whatever you do, don't share this around. And what do they do? Share it around, obviously. And it just went. And that was me. I'm like, okay, I'll use your own gun against you. How about that? Like, get the gun, put it in the deck, bang. Whole thing goes down. Oh, Mr Tapscott flies away. Fuck you, Jabba. Yeah, that was free. And then from that point, now there is a little bit of a timeline shift, right? Because Endor, my time on Endor is actually, so it's, those two events are sort of like, Endor was kind of simultaneous to, those two events are sort of happening simultaneously. So the battle on Endor is simultaneous. Now, this is what I mean. So this is the type of shit that fucking Mike's the class I figured out. He's like, no, okay, cool. Well, this obviously there's crossover and there's he unwrapped the whole thing. I'm like, fuck me, this guy didn't have understood all of this. So all right, there's a bit of crossover here, but in the and he's several characters at once. He's Han Solo and Lando. Mark got it. He got that I'm Luke and Lando and Darth Vader. He got that Tara Bennett is the Emperor and Princess Leia and Yoda. He understood all of that shit. And I told him that Kitty Callahan was Ben Kenobi. Yeah. And Mike's the caster just went, unraveled the whole fucking thing. And I'm like, holy shit, bro. That's hectic. It took me a while. Yeah. So those events are sort of happening because Endor is, because obviously wood, well, not obviously, but so wood equals, so Jesus was a carpenter, that's representative of me being. So wood equals words, that's language, because the tree of life is language. So a carpenter is a writer, because you work with wood. Wood is words. So Endor is me in the advertising scene. Because that was when I was that was my years as a professional writer. That was Endor. That was when I was on the forest moon of Endor. That was me in the advertising scene. Because I'm in the writing scene, it's all like trees everywhere, right? And in that forest, in the writing scene, I met some cool people, and that's the Ewoks, right? So Katie Morris, that's you. You're wicked, Katie Morris. Did you know that? Guess who Chewie is on Endor? Katie Morris. Moose. That's right. That's Moose. Yeah. Kamo is flipping out. She's watching. She's like, yeah, fuck yeah. Sick. Moose is in it. Yeah, Moose the Jedi dog. He's smart. He's fucking smart. Now, Tara Bennett told me that Moose actually speaks English at a 12th grade reading level. He does. Yeah, and I believe that. I've seen it. You just talk to Moose. He understands what you're fucking saying. He does. He could probably watch these videos and go, oh, yeah, I remember this guy. I lived with him. Yeah, she's saying he did. He does. Yeah. Mr Tapscott. Yeah. So it's sort of simultaneous. It's happening simultaneously. The battle of Jabba's palace is happening at the same time as the forest moon of Endor, right? And also, so yeah, I'm on Endor. I'm in the writing scene now. Bob Iger, who is hopefully not suing me for telling the story of Star Wars and using it in a YouTube video. The Redwood Forest that I went on a road trip through, that is the speeder bike. My road trip with my friends from Melbourne, my former friends, because they're all dickheads now. That road trip that I took through the Redwood Forest of California, that is the speeder bike scene. That's what that is. Because we were being pursued and there were douchebags and stuff. And that's like the Empire, like fucking tracking me down while I'm in there. because I'm Luke Skywalker, and that's Tara Bennett in there with me. Because me and her, we're like, oh, let's hang out in the writing scene, Tara Bennett. So yeah, okay, cool. Not earthly Tara Bennett, but still spirit Tara Bennett. Yeah, because she was there. She's like, let's do a road trip together, Mr. Tapscott. Because we've gone driving together heaps. We've been cruising around in my small one and finder, which is the Toyota Starlet. And then in America, we hired the Chevy Suburban and drove it up through the redwood forests. And that was the speed bike scene. Because that was sort of like in the middle of the riding. I was in the middle of my riding career, right? And so I still had to fend off goons while I was in there. And in America, you've heard the story. I had to fend off goons in New York City, where some guy, a drug dealer, tried to roll me, tried to stand over me, and I told him to fuck off. Using a belt buckle, I'll fucking smash it. Like, the full fucking belt buckle across my knuckles. He had a needle, and he's like, well, you can jab me. Maybe 6 months from now, I'll get sick. But in the meantime, you're getting your face smashed. he's like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's that. That was that. I was like, oh, yeah. And that's why, like, Luke Skywalker, he's like, all right, like, pulls out his lightsaber. That's what that was. That was my lightsaber. Because I used I used the Force. That's my sword. I used my sword. My green laser sword. And that he was on the speeder bike, and I'm like, bang! Like, he's like, oh, yeah. That's what that was. And Han Solo's there, and Han Solo is in the forest meet of Endor. Meanwhile, and then it kind of fast forwards a bit, yeah. And then the space battle, that final space battle, that whole thing. Now, Darryl Beveridge fans, because I didn't blow up the second Death Star. Lando Calrissian did not blow up the second Death Star until just recently. That was me in jail. That's what that was. That was me in jail. Yeah. I had to fly into the superstructure. That was me taking down the pictures of a bird. Yeah, in prison. That was me in Wellington. Yeah. Yeah, because I had to take down the shield. I had to take down the shield generators. And that was me taking down the intelligence. So Han Solo blew up the shield generators so that Lando could fly into the superstructure of the second Death Star and blow it the fuck up. Right? Yeah, the Battle of Endor, that's when I was in Wellington. Like, and I was like fucking hammering the shit out of cunts on. And that space battle. That was me hammering the shit out of cunts and blogging after getting out of jail. I was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And Ryan Gosling and like mentioning celebrities and shit. So that's all the big laser blasts. That's me like fucking firing away. Like, a bang, a bang, a bang. Yeah, that's what that is. So Han Solo, in the writing scene, had to destroy the shield generators. The shield generators were dog shit intelligence agencies. So I had to take them all fucking down. I had to take them all down. That's Han Solo did that with the help of Tara Bennett, which is true. That's what happened. On the forest meet of Endor. Yeah, it's like big laser battle, right? Like a bang, a bang, a bang. And I had help from creatives. That's the Ewoks joining the fight. Like, they're cool. They're not very powerful, but they're cool enough to like distract the Empire enough for Han Solo. Yeah, to hotwire. Yeah, to hotwire the fucking bunker. Because that's what it was like. Maybe I can hotwire this thing. That's me. It's like, maybe I can talk my way into this bunker. Yeah, that's right. And then I kind of like, I pretended to switch sides. So it was like, no, I'm pro pictures of a bird. And I got them to like, okay. And they all ran out. And then once they were all out, I was like, actually, fuck you. I'm anti pictures of a bird. And I switched the room. What? And yeah, that was me in jail going, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. That was a big space battle. That's me shooting massive laser blasts. We can't rush down firepower. That makes you do. Admiral Akbar is cooks up. That's Darryl Beveridge. He's the Mon Calamari because he's a calamari, right? So he's a water dude. He's in the water. He's in the ocean. He's a cool guy. That's what that is. He's underwater, but also in space. So he's at the top. Like, he's up with the celebrities and shit. There's a massive laser battle. And that was me, Lando Calrissian, with Cooksuck's Force Ghost, It's like, fuck you, like, bang, bang, let's get in closer. Some of the big ones. Maybe we'll take them down, you know. That's where Admiral Piet, which is King Charles's shadow, was destroyed by an Asian guy in an A-wing. That was me too. It's like, bang, hit the, our shield deflector. Our bridge deflector shield, yeah. I was like, yeah, I took it out. Can't fuck you. With my tiny, again, another one-man fighter. And then I fuck you. Like, that's kind of like that was me, like, getting myself thrown into prison. I took it out. I started coming. And then the whole thing went lost. Yeah, and then Lando, like Han Solo, the not so powerful, but still very skillful guy who was on the Forest Wind of Endor, took out the shield generator using his charges, which he knows how to use because I know how to blow things up if I need to. Han Solo does. Thus clearing the way for the more powerful Mr. Tapscott, Lando Calrissian, the cool guy, the cool black guy, Billy Dee Williams. Rip in peace. Is he still alive? No, I think he's, I don't know. Carl Weathers, rip in peace. He was murdered, by the way. Yeah, allowing Mr. Tapscott in the Millennium Falcon. Now, who the fuck was that co-pilot? It's not Z, is it? Yeah. So the co-pilot, you know how he, like, it's a bit racist. It's a bit, you know, he's obviously an Asian guy. That's China. That was China in my, like, so Lando Calrissian's co-pilot, and they're like flying the Millennium Falcon together. That's China helping me blow up the fucking second Death Star. Bang. So everyone's in it. Everyone's in it. That's all that. That's what all that is. And meanwhile, I have to face Luke Skywalker has to fight Darth Vader again. I have to face myself again, and that was me sort of like doing, like, getting thrown in jail, getting thrown out of jail. That's me all my time in Perth, because that whole time I've been hanging out with my Space Ghost, and my Space is going like, do this, like, go to jail. I was like, I don't want to fucking go to jail again, cunt, fuck. That's me fighting myself. Luke Skywalker is fighting Darth Vader. Yeah, and then yeah, the Emperor, like, so it's like, and yeah, that was me in Wellington. And they go like, "Oh, you need to punch on me." I was like, "No, I don't want to fight." Bang, and throwing the lightsaber on the ground. And then they went like, "Well, yeah." So the Emperor, at this point, right at the end of the Return of the Jedi, the Emperor is not Tara Bennett. And they go like, "Well, the Emperor in Return of the Jedi goes, if you're not going to join us, you're going to die." And they go, and he hits Luke Skywalker with the lightning, like, right. And that's them using their energy weapons, like targeting me with the fucking Havana syndrome shit. That's what that represents. And me going, fuck. Yeah, you'll die only now at the end, you understand? Yeah, and then I go like, Father, please. And that's me going like, for fuck's sake, Space Ghost. We've been in jail twice now. Can we please just, like, you keep talking about how much power we have. Can we please use some of this power to tell this cunt to throw this guy in a fucking hole and get the fuck out of here? And he's like, all right, finally. And then he's like, Space Ghost started doing stuff. And then, yeah, Darth Vader's like, slammed up. Boosh. Yeah. And so that was me finally. That was me finally. And that's kind of where I merged. And that final scene, yeah, because that's when Joe Biden. That's when Joe Biden got diagnosed with cancer. That's when a couple of things happened in Melbourne, which I'm not going to say on this podcast. But that's when shit started happening, and people were like, "Well, how the fuck did he do that?" That's because that was Space Ghost. That was my Space Ghost. So, all right, you're fucking around with Mr. Tapscott. Like, I'm gonna start crushing you now. That's when I was working in the laundry. That's what that was. That final fight when I'm working in the laundry at Wellington, because that's what happened. Like, I was in the laundry, and then I like. You know, Father, please. And so like, Space Coast was like, all right, fine. And started like, boss. And like, that's when like the Mid-North Coast got flooded. Like, all this hectic fucking Space Coast power, like the force power shit started happening. And everyone's like, oh, maybe this guy's like legit. Yeah. All right. So he's like, yeah, okay. He does have space powers. All right. Fuck. And that was me getting out of jail last time. Yeah. And then, yeah. So, and then it's like, I have to save you. And like, I'm trying to, like, Darth Vader's like, and he dies. Or he starts like wheezing. And Luke Skywalker kind of drags him out. And then that final scene where he's like, take my mask off. It's like, but you die. That was me merging. That scene where Darth Vader dies in Luke Skywalker's arms, that's me merging with Space Ghost. Like I said would happen, right? I said that yesterday or the day before. Eventually, future Nick and past Nick, because they're guys, Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker are merging. That's what the story is. That scene where Darth Vader dies in Luke Skywalker's arms, that's me merging with Space Ghost. And that's where I am now. And then, hopefully, the very next scene that's about to happen from here, from this video, from making this video right now, is going to fucking down to Endor and having a party with all the cool people. La 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 la. I'm hoping that's what's going to happen next. Now, I've been talking for 3 hours. I'm tired and hungry. How are we doing out there? Okay, everyone's like, yeah, all right, Mr. Tapscott, yeah, leave it here. Because that, and that's the story. That's, 3 hours. There you go. That's the Star Wars trilogy in 3 hours. I'd like to thank my special guests. Kitty Callahan, a.k.a. Ben Kenobi. Tara Bennett, a.k.a. fucking Princess Leia. And Emperor Palpatine. And Yoda. Mr. Tapscott's Force Ghost. Space Ghost. Darth Vader. Aldous Harding. Or representing R2-D2 in that scene for helping me fucking wreck the shit out of Auntie Meredith. She's a and you. I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank you too, Sylvie Jeffries, my producer in the booth. And you too, Roz, executive producer, also in the booth. You're watching No Pictures of a Bird. You've been watching No Pictures of a Bird, a podcast by Mr. Tapscott. I'm Mr. Tapscott. Signing off. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.